Welcome.
This is the Stay Rad podcast, episode 2. And in this episode, we're playing Valiant Hearts. You've played this, right?
I have played this.
Okay.
It's good. You know what? I feel like I learned a lot about World War I when I played this game.
I don't know nothing. I know nothing of World War I, and I just bought this game the other day, and I bought it for like $4 on a flash sale, and I was like, well, we might as well give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, you'll learn a thing or two.
Yes.
Through collectibles, if that's your thing.
Yeah, let's just continue. So the topic of this podcast...
Sorry, I was going to burp too.
Yeah, it's cool. Is video games...
Our top
topic.
favorite video game from each year since we've been born.
But we started with the year that I was born.
We started with the years born. He's got 3 years on me, so we started with that. Few caveats that I have. Certain games I picked that I played ports of from later editions.
Oh, okay.
But if they didn't change enough in the gameplay department in terms of differences and stuff like that, I just went with the original release.
Okay.
And there are some arcade titles that I picked that I went with their console release because that's what I played.
I think that's fair. And it doesn't matter on what year you played them.
No.
It just matters what year they came out. So you might have played this game, the first time you ever played this game was in such and such a year. And it doesn't matter what year you played it, just as long as the year it came out is the year that you wrote it down.
And there are also certain games that I haven't finished that I put as my favorite, but I know that I've played enough to know that they're easily my favorite game of that year.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. I think I got everything out of the way that I wanted to clear off. Also, it's worth noting, I didn't grow up with video games, really. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a lot of games on there that's like, well, not blank years. I picked a year for every year. Yeah. But it's just kind of like, well, that's pretty obvious, you know? Yeah. It's like, whatever. But...
I grew up gaming. My parents gave us video games. We started off with the Super NES, which was released in
1990 in Japan.
Okay.
And 91 in North America.
So 91 is when I first started gaming, which was, I was only 4? Yeah, I was 4. 3 or 4. When I started gaming. Anyway, I'll let you start. And
why don't you start?
Okay, because I was born.
Because you were born.
Okay, so in 1988, that's the year that I was born. So if you do the math, you'll know how old I am at this moment. I chose Super Mario Brothers 2.
Ooh.
Because I adore that game, and I think in 1988 there wasn't a lot of video games out there that were as solid as Super Mario Brothers 2 that still stand the test of time.
Okay.
That Mario Brothers 2 does. That one's probably my favorite.
It's a black sheep game, but it's still a really good game. You know?
Yeah.
It changes up gameplay mechanics like very much.
Yeah.
But I think allowing you to play as 4 different characters, each with their own kind of, feel to them and stuff.
Yeah.
That lends a lot in terms of replayability, especially.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. And graphically, it's different as well. Like it's just
definitely.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I like that one out of all of them, and that's the first one that I chose because I looked through 1988 and I was like, there isn't really that much on the list, so I'm just gonna go with the one that I'm most familiar with.
That's the first Mario game you could use a rocket ship in.
Is it really?
Well, there's 2 Mario games before that, Mario Bros.
Yeah.
And Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
But there's one point, I can't remember when it's like transitioning to the next level or a secret or something, and it's like you hop in a rocket ship and just fucking blast off, and you go to the next spot. So you mentioned not a lot coming out in 1988.
Yeah. I think, no, there is one, I believe. Was Metal Gear Solid released in 1988, the first one?
I think that was 87, actually.
Oh, was it? But that was for the MSX.
Yes.
It was released on the the NES at one point in time, was it not?
Yes, it was.
Okay, go ahead. You're gonna hit me with something.
So I'm gonna hit you with something you might not agree with. Everyone's has their own opinions on certain things.
Yeah.
My pick for 1988, coming out on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Mega Man 2.
Ooh, you know what? That's a very good choice. But
that game is...
Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you, the first time I played Mega Man 2, it was on my flip phone.
Oh, really?
It was on my Samsung flip phone. The cell phone service provider here, they just had it in their games. It was like Mega Man 2, what the fuck?
Nice.
Also, there's a mobile version of the first Resident Evil.
Oh.
And that was my introduction to Resident Evil also.
Nice.
And that was
mobile version.
If you think tank controls are bad, holy fuck.
Mobile controls, Jesus.
Mobile tank controls.
Yikes.
On like an isometric grid.
Yeah.
It was rough. But Mega Man 2, going back to that game, tight controls. The areas are super cool. And the enemies in those areas are awesome.
Yeah.
Well designed.
Yeah.
And just the music.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The music in that game is I could have put it on this list just for that because it's so fucking good.
Yeah. No.
Did you see a few years ago? It was MagFest. There's a band called Bit Brigade.
No.
And what they do, it's a 5-member band. 2 guitars, bass, drums, and a video game player.
Okay.
And what they do is the guy plays the game. He doesn't necessarily speed run it, but he plays it really fucking good.
I've heard of these dudes, but I've never seen them.
And they play the music.
Okay.
To the game as he's playing the game. So when it switches to boss battle, they switch to the boss battle music. And at the end when they get to Wily's castle and stuff like that, there's certain parts where there's I think there's silence. Or they repeat the Wily's Castle Stage 1 theme, which is one of the best video game songs ever.
Yeah.
So fucking hype. But they throw in stuff from Mega Man 3, if I'm not mistaken, just to kind of change things up. And it's just
that's
sweet.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
But dude, I've watched that so many times.
Yeah.
just search YouTube. I think it was MagFest 2012.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
My god, it's if you just have a night where you're just I want to have a good time.
Yeah, listen to the game
myself,
music. Yeah.
And watch this dude because they show it. The guys projected behind them as they play.
So there's just a dude sitting there playing, or is he a member of the band?
It's a dude sitting in the front of the stage, in the middle of the stage, little CRT TV.
Yeah.
And then just a band around him.
That's pretty awesome.
Playing the game.
Is he a part of the band, or is he just some dude?
He's considered
a member.
He's their gamer member.
That's awesome.
So, Mega Man 2. As soon as I checked, I was there's no fucking way I couldn't pick that choice. Game. So
that was 88.
1988.
So 89, I have Golden Axe.
Ooh, good choice.
I can remember pumping endless quarters into the fucking arcade version of that game. And I just endless quarters into that game. Me and my brother would just stand there and play Golden Axe.
That game is rad.
And then it was released on Genesis, right?
Yes.
And my buddies had a copy of it because I was never a Genesis kid. I was always a Nintendo kid. And my buddies had a copy, and just endless hours in that game. Yeah, I love that game.
No, definitely. I'm a quote unquote Genesis kid because that's what my dad had. He had primarily sports games.
Genesis was really good for that.
Yes. With some exceptions, it was mostly sports games.
Yeah.
But we never got anything. It's when we had the games, that was it. He had all that he wanted.
Yeah.
Done. Not buying anymore.
Yeah.
So I picked up a PS2 Sega Classics collection.
Yeah.
And played it on there. Fuck, it was a good time. I gotta say, I had a little more fun playing Golden Axe 3 just because there's a line dude you can pick, and he drop kicks from one end of the screen to the other. I think I was telling you about that. And if Nick's watching this, there's a level where you're on this cart and is driving along, and you can boot the other guy off, and I booted Nick off so many times.
Just to piss him off?
Well, no, it was just I couldn't help it. I'm just I'm stuck in this trajectory across the screen. Right. It was so good. But Golden Axe 1, fuck yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, that was my pick. Just I don't have a lot of very vivid memories of playing Golden Axe, but I just know how much time I spent playing that game in the arcades. Back when arcades were a real thing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And yeah, I can just remember. I was always picking the dwarf because he had the giant fucking axe. So
and like their special abilities were fucking cool too.
Yeah.
So and like beating up the little fucking munchkins to get you know, good stuff. But sweet. My pick. So I gotta say this is my first point where I have to make a point where the arcade release was from 1988, but I'm going with the Genesis console release.
Yeah.
Altered Beast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Rise from your grave.
That game is awesome. Welcome to your doom.
Yeah. I've never played that game. I saw my friends play it when I was younger, and they always used to talk about it, but I never actually have played it myself. Yeah. So I know what it is, though. I know what it's all
that was
about.
another game that was on the Genesis collection that I played, and I think me and Nick also co-op that one.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're beating up like these giant blue goats to power up, basically. Like I don't know what they are. It's just like I always figure they're just like these beefy ass like blue goats, and like those like power you up, and like you turn into like a werewolf and a dragon and shit.
Nice.
Fuck, that game is so much fun. It's just like it's pretty mindless, but it's like just a good time.
Yeah, nice.
So like I've been itching to play that game again. I want to find a copy now that I have a Genesis again.
Yeah,
definitely. Like that PS2 thing I have has been lost for like so long.
Was there a PS2 version of it?
There was there was a
reboot
PS2
or whatever?
reboot.
Yeah,
and I heard it was not that great.
Okay,
but
interesting. Okay,
there was also a PS2 Golden Axe.
Oh, really?
And you only play as like one female character, if I'm not mistaken. The dwarf. I don't know if it's the same one. Okay, but there is a dwarf character, and he's kind of like the mentor, I guess.
Oh,
this is I'm seeing like little bits and pieces, so I could be completely off base here. But there's like one part in that that I remember because it's like they're talking about how it's like a cross between. Someone was saying it was like a cross between. I think it was a Screw Attack. Cross between like God of War and Guitar Hero because there's like rhythm sections you have to do, which is really weird.
That is weird.
But there's like a part where like the dwarf is just like, "Buy my balls, girl," and then it's like, this game's okay in my books.
I like that. Shitty. Yeah.
But I think it was a 360 game, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been PS2.
I think I do remember seeing that.
But
on 360.
Yeah.
I think it might have been on the marketplace or whatever, Xbox Live, for free for Xbox Live or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was it was
like, please take this game.
Pretty much.
Christ.
You know what? Actually, last month or 2 months ago, I can't remember which, but it was Dead Space.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, fuck, I should just get that. Though I already have a copy of it on PS3.
But. My buddy stole a copy from Walmart.
Oh, nice.
Because it was in the bargain bin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm calling you out, Darren, if you see this. But he, like, stuck it down in the bargain bin, and he, like, covertly, like, put it under the other ones, opened the wrapper, opened the case, took the disc out, and slid it up his hoodie.
Yeah, nice.
And so we walk out, and he's holding
he's just, like, pretending to, like, dig deep into the...
so he's just holding this disc as we walk out. Like, what the... That's gonna look nice on your shelf.
Yeah, just the disc. That's all you need.
But yeah, we had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
But so I think that's all I got to say about 1989.
Yeah. You know, there's a couple years. I must say this. There were a couple years where me and Zach were there's slim pickings in the bag.
Slim pickings, and then there's years where it's like 1 year specifically. It's like there's so many fucking games. That it's like 2008 and 9. Especially.
And I really struggled with 2014. But yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, 1990.
Yeah, okay. 1990. You said Mega Man 2 for 1988. I said Mega Man 3
for 1990.
This game, I think, is the best Mega Man game. I also believe this Mega Man game has the greatest soundtrack of all time. The opening number is it's believable.
Awesome.
And that's probably my favorite Mega Man game out of all of them. I still really like Legends, which a lot of people really hate that game, but I like Legends. I think it's a fun little 3D game. Like, it's not a very long game, but I still think it's a really fun little game. But yeah, Mega Man 3. I remember getting back when I was in high school. And this is when I first learned about emulators.
Oh, yeah. You'll be seeing a little bit of that.
Yeah. Downloading an NES emulator. And this was like, because NES games back then were like, they still are, of course, super like small in size, so you could download like the whole library.
Well, I think they were boasting the first Mega Man was like 8 megabits or something like that. They're like, holy shit!
Technically tiny, but everyone was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason why I love Mega Man 3 so much is simply... Oh, I just fucking got shot. It's simply because of the soundtrack alone and the opening song. Like, really, that is the pinnacle. I think that is the pinnacle of video game music. It's like, it's so metal.
Yeah,
like, it's such a metal...
Mega Man, like...
All of the music in Mega Man
they kill it, like,
metal.
across the board.
Yeah, and it's just 8-bit music, but it sounds like a fucking, like, a 10-piece metal band or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like,
it's funny how much there's just so much depth to like compositions in NES games. Like it's just like they could go with like this simple route, but everything is like harmonized.
Yeah,
there's like so many layers of harmony in all the tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that always impresses me with those games, especially Mega Man. Like
and
like,
I mean, think of the resources that they had at that time and being able to put together. Shit. Oh fuck, that could have been really bad. Being able to put together some of those compositions and arrangements on like with what they got, like blows my mind sometimes to think about like the dude sitting at the computer with his like keyboard plugged into a MIDI converter. You know?
In 1990.
In 1990, the computer that just still had like a green screen.
Yeah. Okay, so what did I pick?
Yeah.
I went with another port of an arcade game. The arcade game was 89, I believe. And this is a game that I'm going to bring next time we jam some games.
All right.
Because it is fucking rad. It is Strider for Sega Genesis.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah, nice. That's a good choice.
I think that was... I found out about that from Screwtech, actually. Because they did a top 10 Sega Genesis games, if I'm not mistaken. And they're like, what's number one if it's not a Sonic the Hedgehog game? It's fucking Strider.
So Strider was their number one?
Strider was their number one. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, how could Sonic not be number one? And stuff. And then, like, I was at a used game store in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And I was picking up games for my sister for her birthday because she bought a Sega Genesis.
Oh, nice.
And I bought her that and another game that we'll play, but I can't tell you what it is.
Okay,
so
not just yet.
Get ready for that. But Strider it's just like a super rad, like, 2D kind of hack and slash.
Okay.
You're just like this dope ass fucking ninja dude.
Oh yeah, I totally know what Strider is. Never mind. That's like the first game that had like I guess Ninja Gaiden had like the wall jumping, but Strider has like the whole wall jumping thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, kind of. There's like the first boss you fight is like the Russian government turns into this giant snake thing that like flies around the screen. You can like grab on and like hang on to it and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's the first game that I haven't beat, because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, I put it on easy, still couldn't do it.
What did I just... Oh, shit! Oh, I'm dead. He's like, got a purple mask. It's a Capcom game, right?
It's, I
thought it was...
Yeah, I think it is Capcom.
Yeah.
The 2014 remake is worth playing.
Okay.
I think it's 2014.
Yeah. It's just like an HD... remake.
No. It's totally different.
Is it?
It's like a Metroidvania.
Oh, really?
Game.
Oh.
But the intro feels the same. The intro, you fly in on this glide, and there's a sweet like doo-doo-doo kind of tune going on into this vaguely Russian
solo.
Russian area. But no, that game is fucking rad, and I can't wait to play it again. And that is my pick for 1990.
Okay.
So now we get into the year I was born.
Yes.
1991.
1991.
I'm just going to say right now, there's a good chance we might have the same thing for this, but
I'm not sure.
You never know.
I picked Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
So you're going with the Japanese release of this?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it released in 9? Was that the Japanese release? Okay,
yes.
So the Japanese release, of Link to the Past. I can recall playing hours and hours of this game with my cousins, and I'm not sure. I can't exactly recall when it was, but they released it for the GameCube in like a special edition
that was
thing.
2004, I think I saw.
Yeah.
When I was Wikipediaing all these games.
Yeah, and it was like a Hyrule collection or something like that.
That was when it came out with 4 Swords, right?
Okay, we're up. Yes. Yeah, it was like if you pre-ordered, I can't remember the exact.
I think if you pre-ordered, you got Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And the Master Quest.
Yeah, something like that.
And Majora's Mask? Or no, I don't think Majora's Mask.
Can I do something here?
I think you just... just knock him out.
Okay.
The big tough guy.
Okay. I'll just take the
go up to
flag.
the flag.
Okay. Okay, yeah, anyway, sorry, I picked that. This is epic as fuck.
That is such an 80s action movie thing to do.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I like that character. I don't remember his name at all.
Samuelson or something? Okay. Samuels?
It's been a while since I played this, but yeah, that dude was just like,
yeah. But yeah, I chose Link to the Past because I can remember putting a lot of hours into it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like, even now, I really vividly remember only making it through, like, the first dungeon and then never knowing where to go from there.
Yeah.
But recently, I did play through it and I pretty much beat it. I got very close to the end, but then I just didn't complete it.
Okay.
That's how I am with all Zelda games. And I think this is the only Zelda game that I actually have on this list.
Yeah.
And I pretty much have beaten... all of them. I've gotten like right to the end and just never like seen the end credits. I know how they all end and all, but yeah, that's
if that's the case, I recommend playing A Link Between Worlds. It's kind of like
this is a 3DS one, right?
Yes, it's kind of like a spiritual successor in that it's like basically the same map as A Link to the Past.
Okay.
With the exception of instead of the Dark World, it's Low Rule as opposed to High Rule.
Oh yeah, okay.
But that's an excellent game because it's like you can get your weapons and stuff, like all the items that you normally collect throughout the game. This guy like sets up shop in your house and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I got all these items, you can rent them at any time if you have enough rupees.
Yeah.
And rupees are like not hard to come by at all.
Oh really?
You can grind the shit out of them if you want.
Yeah.
So you can just go around and have like everything you need off the hop. So you can just like go and do any dungeon in any order you want, and there's a lot more freedom in that regard. And it's not a hard game either, so you could easily blitz through it, but it's fantastic.
Nice, yeah, I'll have to check that out then.
So.
And it's probably not in a discount bin, but I could probably find it for cheaper nowadays.
Yeah, probably. Don't get it off the Nintendo eShop though.
Yeah,
everything's too expensive there.
Yeah,
so
I'll probably get it off eBay for like $20 or something.
Yeah. Probably.
Anyway, yeah.
So my pick for 1991, it's the North American. I went with North American releases.
Okay, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I need there's so much
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of variables to everything. My 1991 for the Super Nintendo is Super Mario World.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because that's
came with every console.
It came with every console, but I remember going to Chad Pabianic's house and playing that like all the time. And it's just like it's a good game, It's taking what they started with, taking the foundation, and just extrapolating it, adding in Yoshi, adding in way more secrets.
Yeah.
Like Star Road and Special Road and all that shit,
Yeah.
And like Switch houses and stuff. It's just like they just fucking cranked it up to 11. Yeah. And then they just cranked it up to 11 like again with something that might be on the list later.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
But I don't really know if I need to say any more.
I don't think we really have to explain Super Mario World.
Yeah, Super Mario World is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. Okay,
so that is my 1991.
We'll move on to 92 then.
Okay.
This game I can remember spending a lot of time on, and also getting very fucking pissed off at because my brother always used to beat me. It was Super Mario Kart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever played the Super Nintendo one.
No? Oh man.
I played the shit out of Mario Kart 64, but I don't know if I played Super Mario Kart. Maybe I have, but like not all that much, Oh,
no, I'm alive.
Nope, that's
okay. Yeah.
Your homie dog.
Yeah, I played a lot of Super Mario Kart. And like I said, my brother was always better than me, so I'm a dog now. Okay.
Yep.
and he always used to kick my ass. And I was never really good at racing games, but I'm still not good at racing games, but I like playing them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I still love that game. And I think we should jam it one of these days.
I'd totally be down for that.
Yeah, I still love that game. And I think out of all of them, I really do enjoy Super Mario Kart 64, but I think Super Mario Kart for the SNES is my absolute favorite.
The Rainbow Road music for Super Mario Kart is fucking dope. Yeah, I love it.
What is going on here?
Oh, I believe you jam your ladle in there. If I remember correctly.
He's like,
Or do you...
break it with a bottle. Nope.
Or is there something else? I thought you put your ladle in there and then it cranks it up, but maybe there's something else. So my pick for 1982.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give an honorable mention for it first before I say it.
Okay.
Honorable mention: Contra 3: The Alien Wars.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Because that game is rad.
Yeah.
I played it on an emulator in high school.
Yeah.
The only way I've beaten that game, and this is gonna sound stupid, but I swear to God, it's the truth.
They're fucking hard games.
They're hard. The only way, it's aside from save states because everyone did that. I'm not gonna lie, I did it too. But the only way I beat the last boss is I put it on hyperspeed mode.
Oh yeah, and just blast.
And I had the spreader, and it was just doing this, and I somehow beat it, and I was just like, no, how did I do that? And then I reset it, go back to my save state, did it again with more people watching. I was like, what the fuck is this? But that game is so much fun. I love it to bits, and it's fucking rad, and I don't know if I need to say any more about that, because it's honorable mention.
Yeah.
So let's go to my real number one.
Okay. You want to pass me one of those brews before
I will absolutely pass you.
Awesome, thanks, dude.
While I continue spouting nonsense.
Yeah.
So this is probably in my top 10 ever.
Okay. Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. And, it's partly... rose-tinted glasses probably, but at the same time, as I mentioned last time, Austin of Arcadia Eruption, he is part of a streaming crew, I guess, called the Danger Squad.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a few people in it, and they've been doing these challenges lately, and the latest challenge was to play this particular game, and they were doing it like a high score challenge. And pretty much everyone aside from him whined about how this game is awful, level design is terrible, it's stupid, I don't like it. And I was just like, I don't agree at all. And that game is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't tell you how many hours I put into playing that game. And I love those games because there is a lot of variety in level design. There's not one path. You can there's multiple ways to get through a level, and I liked exploring the different options and stuff like that. And obviously I put in a lot of hours, so I'm kind of like, well, fuck, this shit. And maybe
why does everyone hate this game? But I love it. Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like it's not poorly designed. It's a very well designed game.
Yeah.
It's built for speed is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the special areas in those games, the best, I think.
Yeah.
Because in the third game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, if you're gonna put all together.
That's my jam.
That's a fine game in itself. I don't like it as much as 2, and that's entirely because of level design. Well, almost entirely. But the special levels in those is kind of like you do this weird bubble maze thing, and I don't know. I didn't really dig that. I like the special stages in 2. You're flying down a tube Mode 7-esque. Yeah, and I think that's more indicative of Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it's speed. You're flying down this giant tube trying to dodge bombs and gather rings and stuff like that, and that's Sonic. It's just from behind.
Yeah.
And simplified obviously, but that's more like Sonic than running around in a circle around a couple bubbles and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't like those. I love the special stages, and the music is so rad. It's
okay, wait. Was the second one
the first one was Tails? That was the one where the like Tails is here.
Ooh,
yeah,
fuck.
don't hit those.
Yeah. Was the second one where the music was like done by Michael, or supposed to be done by Michael Jackson? Was that 3? Okay.
And you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't think it's as good as Sonic 2's.
Okay. Yeah. No,
soundtrack.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure which one it was.
It's good. It's kind of like it feels more.
Well, the only reason why I absolutely love the Sonic 3 soundtrack is because of the song Invincible. I think it's only in Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like really.
Yeah, that's the Sonic 3 and Knuckles one.
Yeah.
Because if you just play Sonic 3, it's like. It's just like it's so fucking irritating.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
You know? And like the Sonic 3 and Knuckles one is like.
What did I pick up?
awesome.
A bone? Is that a fucking bone?
Yes.
Jesus.
I don't remember what it's for, but you need it.
I'm gonna chuck it at this.
Probably for that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic 2, fucking rad. Good level design.
Is that mine?
Good times.
Wow.
Oh yeah, don't go that far.
Yeah.
And you know what? I could probably say more about that, but I can't think of anything I want to even say about it more.
Okay.
It's good grammar.
So that's okay. It's okay.
So let's rock and roll on to 1993.
93, I have another Mega Man game. This is Mega Man X.
Ooh,
what I chose.
good choice.
Yet another game where the soundtrack really steals the deal for me on my decision.
Yeah.
Because Spark Mandrill's theme happens to be one of the greatest, most fucking hardcore metal songs that a video game ever had
Absolutely.
in it. And I absolutely...
Don't go that far.
Yeah, I almost went right through. I think it has my favorite combination or array of bosses as well. I think X2 probably starts off my favorite because X2 has the little speeder bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa. And the ostrich, for some reason the ostrich is like really, it's just like seared into my memory from that game.
Throw the bone at the bombs.
Here you go. Man's thinking. That game, I absolutely love Mega Man X. I actually got a copy of it a long time ago, and it was before it was like super popular and really expensive.
Yeah.
And then I started watching Caleb Hart all the time on Twitch, and Caleb like beats the fuck out of that game all the time, and it still amazes me, and I love watching him play that game. He hasn't played it a lot lately. He's been playing a lot of different things. I think he's actually training for EVO, Street Fighter 5, and if you get a chance, check out Caleb Hart. He's a great streamer.
Yep. I haven't watched his streams in a while, but
yeah.
I haven't watched like a ton of streams in a while, actually.
Yeah,
so
I actually have not been watching streams either, because our internet is horrible and it's tough to watch a fucking stream.
Yeah.
Anyway, dog's dead. Fuck.
Oh no.
Doggy, no!
Oh yes.
Okay.
Minutes earlier.
Yeah, so that's my choice. I yet again, the soundtrack seals the deal for me on that game. It's absolutely unbelievable.
So my pick. So this was a year that, like, there's barely anything I played, like, at all. There's one game I know that came out that year that I really want to play because everyone says it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
I have it for Steam.
Oh, do you?
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But everyone says, like, this is like
a gnarly game.
Run and gun magic. It's amazing. So my pick for 1993 is Shinobi 3: Return of the Ninja Master for Sega Genesis.
Okay, it's another Genesis game. I don't know much Genesis. I don't know much Genesis games. Fuck. Okay. Shinobi 3. That's the ninja, right?
It's basically
ninja game?
Sega's Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
More or less.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But
the cover of it has like just his eye slit or whatever, right? Like, is that?
I'm not
maybe
sure.
Maybe that's the first one. Ooh.
Maybe it's the first one. Or no, that was for the Master System, where it's just like a cutout of him and he's just like standing there.
Yeah.
But Shinobi 3, I only played on that PS2 Genesis collection.
Yeah.
And that's just going to show how much I played from 93, just like fuck all.
Yeah.
And not to mention Gunstar Heroes wasn't on that collection, which you think it would be because it's like a Genesis
that is weird.
classic.
Yeah.
But no, that game is just it's challenging, like platformy fighting sort of deal.
Yeah.
There's like like a fucking level where you're surfing a la like TMNT 4.
Oh,
you know?
really? Nice.
There's like shit like that. If I remember correctly, there's a part where you're on a horse too, and that part's actually pretty sweet.
Really?
But
I think that sounds familiar, actually. Who's this guy?
And I remember fighting this giant samurai boss, and also there was like a room clearing like seppuku move where you like stab yourself, but everyone else dies.
Really?
And I was like, this is cool. But yeah, I can't really say all that much more about it because it's like
I think I see.
I
have to like give him shit.
Yeah. Nice. Oh no! Don't give him dynamite.
Oh, that's dynamite?
Yeah.
That's what I just threw at him, though.
He when you caught it, there's a big black cloud, and that's the national sign of.
Oh yes.
What
anger.
the fuck are you doing?
This here is this what I want to give him? Or no, the bundle's up here, right?
2, 3, 2.
Oh, okay. So I just have to give him the right combination.
Yeah.
So that's 2. And he wants 2, 3, so I need 3 first. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's really all I was gonna say.
Okay.
No, you need 2 first.
I get. You just have to do it in order.
Yeah.
Okay. So start him here with 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't have that much memories with it, but what I remember playing, I was like, yeah, this game's rad. So that's my pick for 1993. I guess that's about all I can say about that. So let's move on to 94.
Okay, 1994 was. I gave him 3. This is the 3 here.
I think that's a 2.
Is that a 2?
Yeah, I think that was a 2.
No, what the fuck? Where's 3 then? Is this 3 this one?
Maybe it was.
Yeah, this is 3 here. Okay. See, it's the same symbol as the one on the bottom.
Oh, I think that's 4 or 5 at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. My choice for 1994 is Earthbound.
Ooh.
So I didn't actually start playing Earthbound until last year. I still haven't completed it yet, but I absolutely fell in love with it and its simplicity too. The biggest thing about that game yet again is the soundtrack. It has super catchy songs and they're cute and pretty and actually at first I really didn't enjoy the battle system. But then after a while it really grew on me because it's a lot more active than you think it is, because it's just like a straightforward RPG, right? And straightforward RPGs are just turn-based, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this game added in this extra little thing. Oh, what's this? It added in the extra little thing where your life, when you get hit, never forget. Oh, shit. But when you get hit, your life cycles down actively. So you can heal while your life is cycling down. Oh, fuck.
This is a little time sensitive.
Shit. This here?
Yeah. Mr. Blasty.
Blammo.
New friendship is born.
Got it. Anyway, sorry. So when you get hit, your life, so you can get hit, say you have 100 hit points, you can get hit for 200, and your life will start cycling down. You can heal during that time and not die.
Yeah.
So there's an active battle to it. It's pretty straightforward because it's just a picture of your enemy and your name, just like Dragon Quest or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. There's something about that game that I absolutely fell in love with, and how simplistic it is. There's enemies in there that are just like so comical, and
isn't there just like goo piles?
Goo piles, and there's like flies and angry bees and stuff like that. And then there'll be like new aged retro hippie, and it's like this dirty hippie dude, or like one of them is annoying businessman, but it's like a red-faced businessman. Obviously, it's supposed to be like a really drunk Japanese businessman. Yeah, and it's silly, it's lighthearted, but it also has a really serious tone to it. And I fell in love with it. Still haven't beaten it yet, but absolutely fell in love with it. Looking to get a physical copy, but they're like $250.
Yeah, they go for a lot.
That'll probably never happen.
I remember seeing like at this one game store in Regina, they had a box for the game, and it wasn't like it was packed in with a SNES, but it was like a huge,
just a big box,
really big
like
box,
like a novelty box.
Like it was, like novelty size. It was weird, But they had like a couple of those, and I was just like, "How much do these go for?" He's like, "Anything you see in there is not for sale." I was like, well, fuck you too,
fuck
man.
you too, buddy. Those pretentious GameStop employees.
Yeah,
fuck them.
Well, they don't get paid enough to not be pretentious, so I can understand. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with my honorable mention for 1994.
Okay.
And this is a game.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, I texted Zach about this idea for this podcast. And I was like, we should do this idea where we talk about our favorite games from each year, the year that we were born. And like, I was like, it takes a little bit of homework, but you did like you did some fucking homework. Like I just went to a list that said like the best games of this year, and I like just kind of wrote down the ones that I like. But you actually did your fucking honorable mentions and everything, top threes.
There's a couple years where it's like I can't decide. I can't pick just one.
Oh fuck!
You need to get like a gas mask.
Mustard gas.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some years where I'm just like I can't put this, or there's some years where I'm like this is my number one, but I love these games enough that I need to mention it. This game though, my honorable mention.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I downloaded an emulator at school. In high school for some SNES games. And there's some games that I picked based on name alone. And it's a Super Famicom game.
Okay.
But some people, we're reading this somewhere, some people did a English translation. But also in the English translation, they just put like a lot of swear words and stuff in it.
Okay.
The game is called Bastard Ankoku no Hakai Shin, and it's a fighting game based off the Bastard manga.
Okay, yeah.
And it's I don't know what if something was up with like the ROM or something, in that every fight you do, you press pause, you unpause it. The game, like, you won.
Oh.
It was just like, I pause it.
Was the game broken, or, like, what?
I don't know. I think it was something to do with the ROM itself, or something I had to shut off that I didn't know about until, like, years later. You play as a dude named Dark Schneider.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this guy's name is Dark Schneider. I love this game.
It's like a Dark Rob Schneider.
And then he's just, like, calling people, it's like, you're a dumb fuck. Fuck you. Stupid motherfucker, suck my dick. And I was just awesome. Like, what is this?
What
is this actually,
game?
like...
Yeah.
Like, but then I found out later it was just like, yeah, this is a English translation where they just like put in a bunch of swears and shit, and maybe it is like actually what they put, but like I thought I remember them saying just like yeah they put in like a bunch of swear words and stuff. Like that. I was like, this is awesome. Rad. Yeah. This is like I there's no gameplay in this at all because I'm just pressing pause and winning, and I don't remember how I figured that out, but
just broken as fuck.
Yeah, but I just remember like everyone like crowding around my computer and being like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
So that's my runner up for 1994. My real pick for 1994 is Donkey Kong Country.
Good choice.
Oh good boy, choice. There's not a lot I need to say about it.
Nope, definitely not.
But the graphics revolutionary.
Yep.
The gameplay pretty fucking solid.
Yep.
Level design, love it. Secrets, fantastic. Music, holy shit! Yeah. David Wise killed it.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you there. The music is unbelievable.
Like,
especially it being like one of the first. It's mind blowing because it's like one of the first actual 3D games.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a fake 3D, but it's like the it was 3D rendered. Like the models are 3D rendered. So it's super interesting to even just go back and look at it now. That game,
yeah.
I put hours into that game too.
My aunt had an SNES and she left it at my grandparents' place. So every time we go to visit my grandparents, it's just like it's fucking on.
It's Donkey Kong.
We're beating this game, and so that's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, in between actually visiting,
with
family and stuff like that. So
great choice. We don't have to say too much about.
No, there's not really much to say about it. I had way more I needed to say about Bastard.
Yeah,
I did.
That's pretty awesome, though.
so that's 1994 for me.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're moving into 1995.
1995. I think I know what you picked.
Yeah?
I think I know what you picked.
Well,
just based on some purchases you might have made.
Yeah.
And
I think you got me already. I chose Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
because Chrono Trigger is near and dear to my heart. And if you haven't seen my Japanese box unboxing video, I bought a Super Famicom copy of it in box with all the trinkets and everything. I still haven't actually plugged it into my SNES at this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I absolutely love Chrono Trigger. And I didn't play it until I was in high school. So that would have been the very early 2000s. And I've beaten it multiple times since then. Absolutely love the game. I haven't gotten every ending. I don't know how many different endings, but there's a lot. I thought there was
like 12.
I was just going to say 12. Yeah, I think there's 12 different endings. I've maybe gotten 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times I played through the game, I just played through it as true as to myself as I possibly could, and not got everything.
Yeah.
I just played through it to just play through it, and I maybe gotten 4 different endings.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely love that game. Akira Toriyama did all the character design for it, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Akira Toriyama did Dragon Ball Z, most popularly. He also did Sand.
And he did Dragon Quest.
He did, yeah. He did all the characters for Dragon Quest. That's right. I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. I dug down.
Does it have to go up to get the dog?
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
And then the dog can go down. Okay, yeah. He knows what's going down. I was just fucking rambling on. Oh, boy.
It's a lot of buttons.
It is.
I don't remember this part all that well, but...
Max is like, what the fuck is that dog doing? Anyway. Oh, you know what? I bet you if I pull him up onto this level, he'll be able to man the switches for me. Just come to me, and then I'll get on the thing. And then
there we go.
Okay, anyway, yeah, absolutely love the game. Its soundtrack is another thing. You're going to notice a theme here. Games that have amazing soundtracks, I'm always going to pick because I adore music, and I adore video game music as well. So that's one of the biggest things with me. If the soundtrack is rocking, then it's going to be on the list.
Johnny comes a knocking.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. Yeah, you got me there. Yeah, and yeah, that's my pick for 95.
My pick for 1995, though I have not finished it, is also Chrono Trigger.
Is it? Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
But I have an honorable mention.
Yeah.
And it's another game I never finished, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's for Sega Genesis, and it's called Rystar.
Rystar.
It's developed by Sega Team. It's like their attempt at another platforming icon, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe not icon, but like just character in general.
Yeah. The mascot?
Yeah, maybe something like that. You're like this little star dude, and basically your power is your arms are really stretchy, and like to attack enemies as opposed to jumping on them, you like grab them and headbutt them, and, like knock them off.
Yeah. It sounds familiar.
It's not like a super challenging game or anything. It's kind of just like a cute little thing. But I had a lot of fun with it. It was in that, once again, that PlayStation 2 collection and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh, this is a Sonic Team game.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the fuck this is. And so I checked it out, and I'm just like, this is, pretty fun.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like, it's kind of got like lots of good music, very vibrant color in the level design.
That's
and stuff
one
like
thing
that.
about Sega games, actually, is that all the colors are always very vibrant.
Yeah,
they weren't.
They had a more limited color palette than the SNES,
but
at the same time, it was just like they just like fucking just knocked it out of the park. Like, just about every time,
I obviously have to do something with this fucking crate.
Do you have to pick a bowl? Oh, okay, never mind.
I think I know what I have to do. Anyway, when did you first play Chrono Trigger? What was your first?
I was first year university.
Okay.
So that would have been 2000. It would have 2010, I think. Like the early 2010. I think was the first time that I tried it out. And it was like I kind of shied away from turn-based RPGs because it's just like. I'm more like I like the real time stuff. I'm more of a fan of that.
Action games. But
I was just like everyone talks about this game. Everybody fucking talks about this game. So I need to try it. And you know what? The combat system in that game, like the active combat system, it's a great entry point for someone that doesn't play turn-based stuff.
Yeah.
To really dip their toes into.
I agree. Yeah.
And
it's not super active because it is still turn-based because
Yeah,
you still have your weight bar, but it's still happening around you instead of it just being like Final Fantasy.
That's why
like,
I really liked it. It still feels like shit's happening as opposed to, hey, it's your turn. Everyone else waits.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not my preferred thing, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like just starting out with that and like trying out that game was like the perfect way for me to actually give this stuff a go,
Yeah, it's not my first JRPG, but it's probably one of the first JRPGs that I ever really committed to and spent a lot of time on.
Yeah.
Can't say enough good things about that game.
Yeah. And I think you said all that needs to be said for me too, so let's move on to 1996.
Okay. So, oops, I just bumped the computer there. My choice in 1996 happens to be one of the last games ever published for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which is Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension. It is the Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Biggest reason why I chose this game, endless hours on an emulator, played with my friends. Oh, did he just die? I don't know what happened.
He's digging.
Okay.
You're good.
Absolutely adore this game. Bought a copy of it. Hooked it up to the old North American SNES by modding it, cutting out those little stupid little fucking
pins.
The pins. Yeah, cut out the pins.
Oh, you gotta put Walt in the bucket.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I remembered his name's Walt because that's like the one. The one where
it's Walt because he's
Walt.
Yeah,
because he's a French guy.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Hey, I don't want to see him. What's the circle? Okay. The sprite work. I don't know whether this being the last game ever released in Japan for the SNES, but it.
Oh, you gotta get the ladder down too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get him because he's got the bone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, oh, you can just kick it down, but that's probably not how.
The sprite work in this game is absolutely
fantastic.
Astounding.
It's like very detailed,
unbelievably amazing,
and like the fucking I can't even remember the name of the tag now. The Kamehameha. Yeah. It's just like it looks so.
It does, yeah.
So good,
yeah.
SOS.
What is he?
You gotta get the. I think you gotta get the bone.
Again
to put it in the thing there.
Okay. Can I pull this out? No, I have to put the dog in there.
Yeah, you gotta put the dog in the bucket.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. The soundtrack is okay. The opening song is really good, but it doesn't really have many memorable songs. But just the sprite work and the amount of hours that I actually put into that game.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Oh, I need the bone, and I did that backwards. Okay. So the Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension, and it being like the last game release for the SNES, it's pretty momentous that that I think the PlayStation and when the PlayStation and the N64 were released in '94, were they not?
94 for PlayStation, but I think 96 for N64.
Okay, so
I could be wrong. Maybe 95.
But before they stopped, like 94 was. I already had the PlayStation by '94, but this game was released in '96. Like I said. It's the final hurrah for the Super Nintendo, and man, it doesn't disappoint, I'll tell you that. Because it didn't really push the whole system to its limitations, but graphically, it's absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can go ahead with your pick for
mine is going to seem really basic, but it's kind of, tied to memories and stuff, I guess. My pick for 1996 on the N64, Super Mario 64.
There you go.
It's
very nice.
I
was wondering when one of us were going to pick like a launch title. Well, I guess you picked Super Mario World, so.
Yeah, well, I kind of, that's what I was alluding to when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
But I just remember, like, I'd seen, like, Sega Genesis, I'd seen Super Nintendo. I'd go over to my cousin Scott's house, and he'd just, like, check this out. And he was
you gotta see this.
He was doing, like, the first level. Oh, you gotta drive.
Oh, do I? Oh, shit, okay.
There's bombs.
Oh, yeah. Wait, the music.
It's pretty rad.
That's a classical song, is it not?
Yes. I couldn't tell you the name because I don't know the names of like any classical songs, but
it's an old French song.
But yeah, Super Mario 64, he was playing like the first world, doing something on that level, and I was just like, wow, this is incredible. And then he did the first Bowser fight.
Oh,
and when he grabbed Bowser by the tail and threw him in the bomb, I was laughing hysterically. I was like, this is the funniest shit ever. Who thought in a video game you could grab like a big dragon, swing him around, throw him at a bomb, and that's how you win? I was just like, this is awesome.
And how old would you have been in 1996?
Well, the thing is, he didn't have it in 96. I want to say it was probably 97 or 98. So I would have been like 6 or 7.
Yeah, so that would have been just like absolutely outstanding to see something.
Absolutely. And so I see that, I'm just like, that was probably like the turning point for me in terms of games. Because, like, Sega Genesis, I didn't have Sonic 2 until like later. My dad had Sonic 1. He borrowed it, or he lent it to one of his buddies, and just like we never saw it again. And then like I think we had Sonic 2 also, and it was kind of the same deal. And I had like I had a bunch of sports games like Mario Lemieux Hockey. Fucking Pebble Beach Golf Links.
Like the deep cuts of the sports
but I had Road Rash, and that game's rad.
That game is rad.
Jungle Strike is pretty fun too.
I don't know if I know that one.
You're basically like a helicopter blowing shit up.
Nice.
Blowing up terrorists specifically.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have much, and so I was just kind of like, I played these games, and it's like, yeah, this is fun. But then it was like Super Mario 64. I was like,
oh my god.
Yeah, it was like, that's the point where I was like, I want to play games. I want to fucking do it, because this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That I want to be a part of this. And it wasn't until like I was 17 that that actually like happened,
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Can I get one of them brews?
Yes, you can. So that's like, there's not much that needs to be said about Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Very good controls, cameras,
It's the early days.
It's
man.
the early days, so
rough.
it's a little rough, but it still stands up okay.
Oh fuck.
I think, personally.
Should I send the dog?
Yes, because the dog is wearing their stuff.
Is.
But very good controls, awesome music, cool
revolutionary.
Levels. Yeah, absolutely revolutionary.
PlayStation didn't have anything like that.
No.
When it started.
No.
It had sports games and shit like that, but really nothing like overly outstanding or amazing. Mm-hmm. Nothing that you could be in a 3D space like that.
Yeah, for sure. So, in much in the same way that Super Mario Bros. Revolutionized 2D gaming, Super Mario 64 did it for 3D gaming. So
yeah.
So that's my spiel. That's all I need to say.
Okay, so 1997. Now,
1997
was a really big year in video gaming. There was a lot that came out, and the year after as well was also a very big year in video gaming. Mm-hmm. So these next 2 years, people are probably going to be really surprised, me being a big fan of quite a few of the series that actually come out in these years. But my pick for 1997... Oh, shit!
Quick, before the show. Ooh, swag.
My pick for 1997 was Crash Bandicoot 2.
Nice.
Which happens to be one of my all-time favorite video games. It's up there. It's probably in the top 5. I don't know how many times I played through this game. Don't know how many times, excuse me, I'd beaten this game.
You need to send the dog through the hole.
And then, what? What's he gonna do?
You have to. Can you play as the dog? Oh, get back behind the thing. There's something you need to. Oh, you know what? It might be at a different.
Yeah, I might have to go back.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game I absolutely adore.
Go. Okay, got it. Okay. I was really worried for you there.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. But yeah, I can't express how much I adore this game. I think I like the sequel better. Crash Bandicoot, sorry.
Warped?
Warped, Crash Bandicoot 3. I think I spent more time on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, I spent a lot of time on. And I absolutely love it. Going to the soundtrack. Soundtrack is always a big thing for me. Not much memorable. This is really,
it's just a fun soundtrack,
Yeah, it really is. I think this is probably one of Naughty Dog's really first big games that put them on the map. Like the first Crash game, of course, really put them on the map.
Yeah.
But I think Crash Bandicoot 2 actually made Crash Bandicoot a mascot for the PlayStation in North America.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really catapulted them into becoming the powerhouse that they are now. And with 3, it further cemented that.
Yes.
But 2 was really the first big stepping stone into that. Platforming jungle, all the Crash Bandicoot genre stuff.
Yeah.
That game, I can't say enough about it. I absolutely adore it. And I really wish I owned a physical copy, and one of these days I'll have to get one, because it had like this really cool holographic cover. Yeah, absolutely love that too.
Oh
shit!
The
I have to go down. Okay.
student lounge for the film department at my university had Crash 1, 2, Dino Crisis, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Nice, yeah.
I think I was really considering just fucking jacking those games.
You should have just taken.
No
one would have missed them.
Because I didn't play Crash 2. I played a lot of Crash 1.
Yeah, I'd never played Crash 1. I didn't really like it that much, actually.
I thought it was pretty good.
Well, that's all right.
You know what?
Comparative.
I bought Crash 3 at a used game store.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has a holographic cover.
Yeah.
And that would have been my top game that year. Mm-hmm. But something else was just a little bit better. But I can understand what you're saying with Crash 2, because it's fundamentally like...
It's a absolutely amazing game.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of the highest selling video games of that year.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking correctly. Hang on. I would say that it's probably one of the highest selling video games of that year. Yeah. Anyway, what's your pick?
My pick, and I for a second there I was like, maybe you'll pick it, but then I was like, well, you've also played more than just that game that year. Yeah. My pick for 1997 on the PlayStation 1. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh, dude. You know what? I was actually going to write down... before we started this, actually, like, the moment we started it, I looked at my list and I said, fuck, I don't have Symphony of the Night on here.
Yeah.
Because actually that game, just this year, became one of my favorite video games, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love that game.
Yeah. I should mention I played the 360 one. This is another instance of playing a port... like a later port, but it's fun. It's
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, so. It's a little up-res though, I believe. Like the
also the loading times are like non-existent,
and the sprites are a little cleaner.
Yeah,
I have a playthrough going on the channel now. It's the PS3 version, so technically it's just a port of the original PlayStation 1 disc.
What I noticed though in watching your playthrough, I don't know if I had the option off, but I had no cutscenes when I played it. There's no zero texture castle.
Yeah,
pan around that. I had none of that. It was just I just fucking started the game
and it was just blammo. It was just going. Yeah. Shit.
And I was like, this is odd because I keep seeing all these cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was just an option I had off or something that was just default to off. But yeah, I never had that. But that game is just. It's so good. And when Koji Igarashi announced that he was doing Bloodstained, I was just like,
when is that coming out?
Next year.
Is it next year? Fuck,
next
man.
Year.
Okay. Well, I'm super excited for that because actually I've beaten Symphony of the Night 3 times now. Since the first time I played it, it's 3 times now. I've beaten it.
I've beaten it twice.
Okay.
Just to get both endings.
I literally beat the game, started over, and beat it, and then now I'm doing a third playthrough.
The first time you got the shitty ending, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the same with
me.
We
were texting the one night, and I was like, fuck, dude.
You're like, what the fuck is this ending? I was like, dude, did you get the secret glasses that you have to go do all the shit?
go do this stupid shit.
Yeah. I was like, do that, man. It's a better game.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's...
Excellent choice for 1997. I didn't know that's when it came out. Also, physical copy of the game. Love to own one, but holy fuck, they're like $250.
Yeah, you might as well just buy it for $5 on Xbox or something like that.
Or the green label, like the PlayStation Greatest Hits or whatever, is maybe $60.
Yeah, but I'm not at all stingy about that shit.
Yeah, I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I'd rather just have the game than care about fucking Greatest Hits labels and stuff.
What does he have? Does he have Dynamite? Oh, good boy. Yeah. Absolutely adore that game.
Yeah.
Amazing choice. Amazing choice.
Yeah. Not enough good things I can say about it.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to 1998.
Oh,
that was
90. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty good feeling we're going to pick the same thing. I could be wrong.
You might be wrong on this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you might pick it. This might be double agreement.
Okay,
but
the way you're just teeing this one up,
Yeah.
I think we got different ones.
Okay, I picked Pokemon Red and Blue.
Ooh, that is not at all what I picked.
Yeah, I think
that
I
was
might
1998. I thought that was like
North American.
Oh yeah,
96 or
I think it was 96, 95 or 96 for.
I think it was 96
Japan.
Japanese, and then 98 here, and I had that Pokemon video on the channel just a little while ago, and cannot express how many fucking hours I put into that video game. Like, no idea. I love playing. I love starting that game now, and even when I first bought it in 1998. So there's not enough that I can even talk about this game.
Yeah.
Not enough time, because I could just go on for forever. But back in the olden days, I had a Game Boy Color. It was like this purple, like see-through,
Yeah,
the
I
purple
remember
plastic
that one.
see-through one. Yeah,
My buddy Greg's brother had one of those.
Oh,
And I'm
okay,
just
yeah.
like, this is the raddest
Yeah.
shit ever, man.
Yeah, it's like so cool. Fucking purple see-through
See-through.
plastic. You
Yeah.
can see the technology.
Yeah.
That's when things like that used to exist. When seeing the technology was like a cool thing.
Yeah, they had that with the N64 too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They had like a few
Yeah.
different like translucent ones
Why I don't know, but they did.
for maximum radness, I guess. But
Yeah. Anyway, oh fuck. Okay, never mind. Yeah. I own a copy of it now, both blue and red. I own a Japanese copy of red. They're all over
Yes.
on my my game stand. But my first copy ever, I wore the battery out on it, so I couldn't like. It was like a couple. I don't know how many years I actually last, but anyway, I restarted it and I tried to save it, and I was like, "Fuck! I must have glitched the game out so often with missing no and broke the game that it doesn't save anymore." But I didn't know when I was younger that actually the save battery dies and you can't save anymore. So yeah, I wore the first battery out. I actually, regrettably, threw that copy out. The reason why I threw it out because it didn't have the sticker anymore. I had taken the game I'd taken the game in and out of that Game Boy so often that it wore the sticker.
Was gone?
Yeah, the sticker was starting to wear off, so I just peeled it all off.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I regrettably threw it out, but I got a newer version with that sticker intact. So
Nice.
anyway, yeah, that's my pick for.
So I'll let you guess what my pick for 1998
I'm gonna
is.
say Metal Gear Solid.
It's Metal Gear Solid for
Yeah.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah. And you know what? That was such a tough choice because Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid, and Pokemon were all
Yeah.
released in the same year.
You know what? If I hadn't played Metal Gear Solid, it would have been Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But like Jesus Christ, like my buddy was just like, "You need to play these
Yeah.
games." I was
Yep.
like, "All right, fine." And that was at a point where, like, I have had really bad back issues for like the last few years, and so that was a point where I was just like, I'm gonna, I got this bad sciatica going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk on a treadmill and play Metal Gear Solid.
Nice.
And that's how I beat that game.
Oh, really?
And like, I should say, it wasn't walking like normal speed. It was like limping along like this.
Yeah.
Because like I had the sciatica.
Yeah, of
it, like,
course, yeah.
goes like right there, and so I'm like leaning over.
Yeah.
For the whole fucking time, but
Yeah.
I'm leaning over the front with my PS2 controller. Also, another thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a PlayStation 1 memory card, so I left that fucker on for like 2 weeks
Oh
straight.
wow! So
Because-
your game time must have been crazy.
Yeah. Because it was like I couldn't save, and I was working 4 on 4 off at the mine for that summer.
Yeah.
So it was just like when I got home from work, it was pretty much just eat, go to bed, don't play video games.
Yeah.
But like on my days off, I was just like, I'm playing the shit out of this. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I left it on for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And oh my god, that game is just
there is not enough that I can say about that game. Like, it's a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I was younger, my cousin, I have an older cousin who's 4 years older, 5 years older. He's 5 years. I think he's 5 years older. Anyway, he always had like, because he was the older cool cousin.
Yeah.
Like he always give us like hand me down T-shirts and stuff like that. But they'd be like Autobots T-shirts,
Oh,
like
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool stuff. And he lived in the city too, so he could get all this cool shit.
Yeah.
But he was the first person to give us a copy of Metal Gear Solid, and he gave us his copy. Me and my brother absolutely fell in love with it, and like finding out like the little secrets and like.
Yeah.
And he'd only visit like once or twice a year because he'd come in from the city and visit Flin Flon and visit the whole family, yada yada yada. But figuring out that you had to turn the fucking box over to look at the Kodak number, like me and my brother couldn't figure that shit out. The internet didn't really exist at that point in time. It did, but it didn't really exist in its a full force that it does now.
Yeah.
It was just like
GameFAQs wasn't as prominent and shit, so.
And like he would come and we'd be like, fuck, we've been stuck in this game. He'd be like, how you liking the game? We're like, fuck, we're stuck. We don't know what to do. And he's just like, did you punch in this one yet? And he'd like just point. I was like, fuck, how did we not notice that? But yeah, just endless memories with that game. I beat through it. I beat through it all right.
Sounds vaguely sexual.
Yeah. Snake. I played through it just last year. It would have probably been around this time last year. And I mean, with Metal Gear Solid 5 coming out, both versions of it, they're both excellent games, and the whole series just to me is we can get into that later, but
yeah, I think that's
I have solid
I
memories
think we
of
should
Metal Gear Solid.
Solid memories. Metal Gear Solid memories. Sorry.
Yeah.
Really stretching there. No, I think we should like down the line do like a Metal Gear Solid podcast.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah,
because
definitely,
like,
I agree.
I could talk for a while.
My little memorabilia stand over there has a lot of fucking Metal Gear shit over there. So yeah.
So that's all I'll say for now.
Yeah.
We can get into it big time later. But just
Yeah.
suffice to say, that game is fucking phenomenal.
Yes. And everyone out there, well, mostly everyone out there knows how fucking phenomenal that game is. So
Yeah.
Max, come chill with us for a minute.
Okay.
There you go.
Fucking dog time.
Yeah. Okay, so 1999.
1999.
This was another one that I had a tough time deciding what was the game for me for 1999, because I looked through the list and I wasn't really sure of what games were like really prominent in 99.
Yeah.
But I went with the game that my buddy always had an N64. Like he probably still has that same N64, but I was a PlayStation kid. I'm still a PlayStation person. I love PlayStation. Max, take it easy. But I chose Super Smash Bros. For the N64.
Nice.
Because endless hours played at my friend's place, just pounding pop and putting on 99 stock, 99% damage, and just like, you know how you get those endless waves of enemies? Yeah. We just do that for hours and just laugh our asses off. Yeah, absolutely adore that game. Plenty of amazing memories. I can't really say too much about it because I haven't played it since 1999, but yeah. Thanks, Max. Yeah, absolutely adore that game. And this was another one where I kind of had to dig deep in the bag. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to write down for 99 because there wasn't really much. I think actually Crash Bandicoot Warped was released. Either 2000 or 99.
It was 98, actually.
Was it 98?
You know, I'm going to double check that.
Yeah,
just in case.
yeah,
because
fact check.
98, I was like, oh, I want to put Crash Bandicoot Warped, but like that's the year Metal Gear Solid came out, so I can't do it. Crash Bandicoot.
Thanks, Max. Yes, thank you.
Oh my
you're
god.
fine.
I'm doing great at typing.
Also,
here.
we're not going anywhere in this game. I don't know what the fuck I have to do because I can't get the dog down because I can't pull the lever. Oh no, never mind. I probably just have to grab him out of the bucket, don't I?
Crash
no,
Bandicoot.
I can't because I can't pull the lever.
No, Crash Bandicoot 3 was 1998.
Was it 98?
It was
okay.
98.
Shit.
So I was right.
Yeah.
God, dog ass, my face.
Yeah,
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
All right, smell you later.
Yeah, literally. He's been stinking up the whole basement for fucking...
my 1999, I looked at on Wikipedia at just like what came out, and I was like, there's like barely anything from that year I played.
Yeah.
But there's one game that I played that, first of all, I played the demo because my cousin had a PlayStation 1 that she barely played at all.
Yeah.
But it came with this demo disc and there was this one game on there, and it was a time demo. It was as opposed to like a level, and so I always remember like I'm gonna play the shit out of this because this is so much fun, and I'm gonna get the most of this 15 minutes, before it just times out.
Yeah.
And then just like years went by, and I was just like, I want to play this game. And this one summer, my summer job was like babysitting this kid, and he had a bunch of PS1 and 2 games, and he had this game, and I was like, I'm fucking playing this. You go to the beach and do whatever the fuck you want. I'm gonna play
this game. Yeah.
I'm playing this game. Yeah. So my pick for 1999 on PlayStation 1 is Tomba 2. The Evil Swine Return.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Kid owned a copy of Tomba 2. Fuck, that thing fetches a pretty penny.
Dude, it's like $600 for a decent copy of it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like a used, beat the shit copy is still like $100.
Is that a brick? No, it's a map or something. Fuck, what do I do? Yeah, that's insane. Can I climb over this thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, Tomba 1 was it's kind of like a cross between
it's kind of like an action platformer.
2.5D action platformer with RPG elements. Mm-hmm. This, they went full 3D with the RPG elements. Mm-hmm. And there's not really a lot I can say on it right now because it's been years since I've seen anything about it, but I remember just having so much fun, thinking it was so cool. Because, you rocked the blackjack. It was just, basically like a morning star on a string.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And that's your main weapon. You're just, this pink-haired fucking feral dude going around.
Monkey man.
Killing a bunch of, pigs and stuff. And it was, weird, but just, I dig this.
Yeah,
and, finally getting to play it after so many years of just, playing this demo for 15 minutes and actually getting to see past, the first little fishing village and stuff there.
Yeah.
I was just like, man.
Was it released on the PlayStation Store?
It was.
Yeah, okay.
It's $5 on there.
Nice.
If I remember correctly, though, there's no English version of it on the PlayStation Store.
Oh, really?
I think it's just the Japanese version of 2. First one has English version.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Well, that's kind of sucky, though.
So.
But that's a good choice.
Yeah,
good choice.
I love that game, and I would love to play it again, but I cannot afford it.
I remember
at that same gaming store, the dude's like, I was like, hey, do you know if you'd ever get a copy of Tomba 2? He's like, if we did, it'd be in that glass cabinet over there.
What a fucking asshole this dude was.
So, this dude though, I distinctly remember, Derek Kemp.
Yeah.
He was at university. And his room was adjacent to this guy's. Mm-hmm. And this guy was kind of like, I'm the cool party dude of this residence. Yeah. And then the first weekend there, Derek got everybody into his room to sing along to acoustic guitar songs and screaming songs and drinking a lot of alcohol, and this guy was just why isn't anyone in my EDM fucking Christmas lights room over here? And so it was just
those fucks.
Yeah. But so that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's my 1999. So
good choice.
We can move on to the new millennium of video gaming.
Yes. Okay. I've stated this 1,000 times. 2000 was the last year of the PlayStation 1, and this was the final Final Fantasy released for the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
For the first 3D generation of video gaming. And Final Fantasy 9 is my choice. I
thought that's what you're going to go with.
Yeah. It still stands. It's always competing for top spot of favorite game, but I can still say it is still one of my favorite video games of all time, if not the top video game. I talked about it endlessly. Absolutely love the game. A lot of people didn't really like it, but I know that there are a lot of really dedicated fans to it. I'm one of the dedicated fans, and a lot of people,
kind of like going back to fantasy from the cyberpunk thing.
Yeah.
Or I don't really know Final Fantasy 8 that well, but I mean,
Final Fantasy 8 was really futuristic. Yeah. Really futuristic compared to the other ones.
Yeah. So it's just kind of I can see as people thinking maybe it's a step back in that regard.
Yeah, big time. So, graphically, it's probably one of the more basic because like Final Fantasy VII was like Lego people, right? We all know what Final Fantasy VII looks like.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII was like full, tall, like proportionate.
Yeah,
fucking,
the Final Fantasy characters in battle, but always.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it looked great. Final Fantasy VIII looked great, and then Final Fantasy IX was kind of back to the Final Fantasy VII thing, but they were just like chibier, smaller.
Yeah.
You know, they're just kind of cutesy characters, but they looked more reminiscent of like Final Fantasy 1 and 2 characters, where they're just kind of like the short little things with the stubby arms and the big heads, and yeah. Yeah, I could go on about Final Fantasy IX. People say that your first Final Fantasy game is your favorite Final Fantasy game. In my case, it isn't true because the first Final Fantasy game that I ever played was 7. Then I played 8, and then I played 9, and 9 was the one that I just fell in love with. Mm-hmm. Why, I don't know. Biggest thing with me, music. Music is absolutely outstanding in that game. Probably one of the most fucking metal songs in a Final Fantasy game ever, other than Final Fantasy X. Is Dark Messenger, which is Trans Kuja's theme. Okay. And it's a fucking badass song. If you get a chance, check it out. Yeah, I think that's actually Hironobu Sakaguchi's favorite Final Fantasy game. Oh, yeah. Stated, it's quoted. He has said, this is what a Final Fantasy game should be, and it's like one of his favorite.
Cool.
Yep. And that's all I have to say.
I will say about that, it just came out on Steam, and
yeah, that's right.
Because you've been recommending it, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Yeah, how much is it on Steam?
Last time I checked, with Canadian Steam prices, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Cause $23, I think.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad.
You can buy a physical copy for that much, so
yeah.
It's probably looks a lot better than
than
a physical copy.
I think they didn't really.
It'd be a lot more polished.
Yeah, I don't think they like put a ton of effort into.
No,
like,
I wouldn't guess.
Put it like up-resing it and stuff, but at the same time, I've heard it's a pretty good port. So okay. I'm looking forward to actually trying it out.
What the fuck do I do here?
Oh, you got to find a crank.
Can I pull this out? So I pull this. And nothing happens. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Man, I wish I'd played this more recently. I don't remember this game.
Okay, I'm just going to go all the way to the other end.
But my pick for 2000. Let me double check what I wrote.
Yeah, I'm a dummy.
Yes. So this game is a game I played at my friend Greg's house. A lot. Back in the day. And because we just thought, this is the raddest, coolest game for PC out there, and that is Diablo 2.
Oh, dude. You know what? Actually, I'm pretty sure that I struggled between putting Final Fantasy 9 and Diablo 2. Yeah. Which is kind of shocking because Final Fantasy 9 really is like...
Yeah, no.
There was no reason that I wouldn't
I figured that's what you're going to put. Yeah. But 2000 was another one of those years where it's just like, I don't know what the hell. And then I saw Diablo 2. I was like, I'm done looking. I'm not even going to bother looking anymore.
I can completely agree with you on Diablo 2, though.
Man,
that fucking game.
It's such a... I think it's just the appeal of dungeon crawling, gathering as much loot as you want, just like brutally murdering fucking demons and imps and shit like that. It was just like,
and really like one of the first fucking open world, like big open world games. Like when you think about it, it's still top down, but it is like just huge in layout, like just massive game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's another one of those games I never finished. Like honestly,
I've never seen the end.
I think I've just beat like the first 2 areas. Mm-hmm. But just like so many memories of just the first area itself. Just dungeon crawling in that and just going through and just playing the shit out of that. And it was just like, man, this game is so good. I always rolled as barbarian just because I love to beat the shit out of stuff. No, that's a lie. Yeah. There was one time I rolled as Necromancer. It was pretty fun.
I always rolled Barbarian, but I did like playing Necromancer because I was all into zombies
summoning
and shit.
Skeletons and shit like that.
Yeah,
it was neat. That was a good time. Yeah. But it was just like, I like being like the big buff dude. Be like,
I still play video games like that. Just, I love to smash shit.
Yeah.
Like in Dark Souls. Yeah.
Dark Souls. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I totally agree with you
Diablo 2.
Great choice.
And like, you know, I guess you can include the DLC in that, but like I said,
I would if it has DLC, I would consider it just as one game.
Expansion pack. Yeah. That's what they're called back in the day.
Yeah, I would consider it still a part of the same game. Yeah, I wouldn't consider it.
I think it was like the 2 years after that or the next year, but regardless, like I really only played like those first couple areas, so I never really got into the expansion pack areas. But it was just so much fun, just dungeon crawling in those first couple areas. It's enough for me to just say easily top pick for 2000 was Diablo 2.
Great choice.
And like people still play that to this day. People prefer that to Diablo 3, which I've not tried yet.
Which my friends put a lot of time into Diablo 3 and they said it was really great. It's a lot different though.
Yes.
But
they designed it with console in mind.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
That's one thing that I find really fucking cool. It's like, imagine being able to play World of Warcraft. I've spent endless hours in fucking World of Warcraft. Imagine being able to play that on your console. Like, that was in my dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I love playing MMOs, but it's always on fucking... it's always on PC or you know, whatever. It's normally on PC, I guess. Fuck, what the fuck am I doing here? It's normally on PC, and you don't ever get a chance to play games that are that big in scope on a console.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of it's sad to me. But you know what? The new Final Fantasy games came out on the Final Fantasy 14. Is it Final Fantasy 14? That came out on.
Yeah, that came out on consoles.
Yeah, which I think is totally awesome. Anyway, yeah.
So let's move on to 2001.
Okay, let's. This one, you'll probably be able to pick mine.
I think you might be able to pick mine also.
Oh, I don't know
Should we
if
just
I
go
will be
like,
able to.
Should we just say like 1, 2, 3, and then say it?
I don't know if...
Because I don't know...
Say mine, and you say yours on 1, 2, 3, or should we try and
here's
guess?
the thing. This was another year where I was just like, I didn't play that much from this. There's one game that stands out to me that I played that from that year.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm just like, I'm gonna go with this.
Yeah.
And like, it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's kind of like I know there's other shit that I was just like, I kind of wish I'd played, but...
Yeah. Well, I'll say mine. Silent Hill 2.
Okay, that's not at all what I was gonna say.
Oh, really?
Because I have not played a Silent Hill game.
Oh.
Yet.
No, that's my pick. Like, my pick for Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
Is my
well,
pick for
that's
2001
perfectly fine.
Because, I mean, obviously, come on.
Yeah,
like,
you've speed run it a few times.
Yeah, and the playthrough, which was total ass, but, I mean, that's... Like I said, Final Fantasy 9 is always fighting for top spot. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill 2 is also... It's a three-way. At this moment in time, it's a three-way, but, Silent Hill 2... You guys don't need to hear me talk about it because I've talked about it enough. Okay. So I'm going to let you go on.
All right,
with
mine
your
is
pick.
Also a sequel. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh,
Sons
great
of Liberty.
choice. Great choice.
You know, the story is convoluted as fuck.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
It's an amazing game.
The gameplay is just unreal in that game. And it's just like, there's so much thought and detail put into that. In terms of just like taking down guards and stuff like that, like the place you point your gun when you're taking down someone, like even like the amount of thought that just went into that aspect of the game alone, and that's such a minute portion of the game, is like that's mind-blowing unto itself. But the boss fights were a lot of fun.
And
you know?
And just even the character. Like, you play as Solid Snake, everyone's just like, oh, we need to play as Solid Snake. You play as Solid Snake for the first hour, maybe, if that, and then you switch off to Raiden. And the reason why Hideo Kojima did that is because he doesn't like...
Hero worship.
Yeah. He's just like, I can't have these people playing my video game and just being like, you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. But, yeah, I just absolutely adore that. But at the same time, when I first played it, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, I think everyone is. Because
I think
classic Kojima misdirection.
What a bastard.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but come on. That's just shitty.
Yeah. But
let's break this.
It does a great thing in making Solid Snake that much more of a fucking badass.
Because he really is a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Okay, that girl went out right. Good.
Fucking Iroquois Pliskin.
Yeah, Iroquois Pliskin. Yeah, absolutely adore that game.
Yeah.
Can you help me push this shit? Thank you. Thanks, dude. You need to do some
I really don't know what else. Oh, I should say, because I played the Substance version,
Yeah.
This is where we get into it where
things get a little different.
Well, this is not necessarily, because Substance, it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid Integral, where it just adds VR missions and stuff like that. Also, it adds skateboarding. I don't know if you ever played the skateboarding.
No. I think I do remember that.
You skateboard on Big Shell as Solid Snake or Ryder.
I think I remember that, yeah. It's like Tony Hawk's shit.
Kind of, yeah. But
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
This is kind of where we get into like the remasters versus the original
actual game, yeah.
Because I'm putting for like the original edition, specifically because like in the remaster, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't change the gameplay enough to warrant being at a different time.
Yeah.
And that's something you're going to see later on in my list. Is in a couple years. But, so I went 2001, MGS2.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal game.
Pants?
Probably, like, my least favorite in the...
In the series?
Not in the series. You know what? I didn't really care for Peace Walker. I need to give it another chance, but I just didn't. Really
I can't get into that game. I really can't.
But in, like, the numbered MGS games, it's probably my least favorite. But it's still up there, fucking awesome.
Yep.
So... That's my pick for 2001. So let's move on to 2002.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get my choice for 2002. It's a series that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I picked it up upon its original release, and I've played every one except for the extended universe. I played the numbered sequels. And actually, I believe it's this year, the third game is coming out. And that is Kingdom Hearts.
Ah, okay.
And as convoluted and miserable and horrible in trying to understand what the story is about, I love the games. They're obnoxious as fuck. I tried to play them recently, and I don't know how I enjoyed them so much when I was younger, but holy shit, they were obnoxious as fuck. But absolutely adored them. Me and my buddy put in countless hours into those games. Yeah. And I had like this, those old Brady Games guides with all the pictures, and this book was it was like that fucking thick. And it had like this hollow cover on it, just like the video game does. I still have my actual original copy that I bought. And like I opened it up, and the case is like loose. Yeah. And I'd load it up and bring it over to my friend's place, and we'd load it in, and and the little instruction manual is like all beat up and stuff. You know what's funny? We were talking about this. The Dark Souls 3 Day 1 edition comes with a Prima strategy guide.
Prima strategy guide, beginner's guide. Yeah. It's a fucking
a game manual.
It's a manual for a game. That just goes to show how that's just non-existent.
People
anymore.
Don't know that those things actually existed. That's shocking to me. But shit like that existed once upon a time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm supposed to look for some old man. There's a kid in there.
That old man.
I don't know. I think there's shit across the way here that I can't get to. I don't know how. I need to get a fucking gas mask or something.
Go, Walt.
I just can't. Yeah, I can't send the dog.
Can't do shit.
Anyway, Kingdom Hearts. I played it on my stream for a little while. Couldn't get into it because of how horribly obnoxious it is, but
I just remember you streaming like the gummy ship part.
Yeah, and just
your fucking like sideways crooked ship that you had going on.
Yeah, I was missing like one side of it. Yeah, broken ass piece of shit. Anyway, I don't know. I loved playing those games, and I'm actually really excited for 3. And I believe it's coming out this year. I'm not sure, but
I think so.
I don't want to get too in-depth into it because I have a lot to say about it, and I probably said it all during that stream. Anyway.
So my pick, this is another one instance where I pick a version that I played a port of it years later, but it's fundamentally the same game. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't play the original because it's on GameCube. I've never played the GameCube. Well, I played GameCube. I've never owned a GameCube.
Okay, yeah.
So my pick for 2002 is the Resident Evil remake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I played it on PS4, and we're playing on 360.
Yeah.
But not this most recent episode that came out, but the episode before was the end of our first session.
Yeah.
Like the end of our first session, okay. March 3rd, 2015.
Yeah, we can. I was gonna say that. on like I don't know whether it was going to be a podcast or whatever,
Yeah.
but literally that game is like the recordings from that game are like a year old, and it's just taken us that long to just like catch up,
and we still haven't finished it.
And we still haven't finished it. No.
I don't think there's like a ton left from what
I don't think so.
Because that first night we played for 4 hours straight.
And then we did another 4 after that in succession.
Yes.
So
So we got like a lot of time put into that, but we still have not finished our playthrough.
Yeah.
But so I played it on PlayStation 4, and like I played Resident Evil 2. And that was another one for 1998. I was like, oh. Like I wish Metal Gear Solid hadn't come out this year, because Resident Evil 2 was my introduction. And Resident Evil Remake is the only other game that I've played all the way through. Because I dabbled in 5 with my buddy, and I didn't really have a good time.
No.
But
yeah, 5 wasn't that great.
No, Resident Evil Remake, like I guess it's kind of hard for me to say even then, because like obviously the PS4 version is more high def and stuff. The cutscenes are more like, some of the cutscenes are still like the same.
They're a little
like,
rough,
a little rough, but it's such a atmosphere in that game is just like unreal. And just like there's such a feeling of dread that permeates it throughout. That is just I don't even know what to say about it at this point, but it's such a good game. That's like all I need to say. It's a good entryway into Resident Evil.
Yeah,
that's where you want to start. It's a good place to start because you need to know the roots.
Yeah.
And I'd take that over like the original Resident Evil any day, because
the remake,
because it's aged quite a bit more gracefully than the original has.
The original is not.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah, the original is not pretty.
Might as well give this to you, the master of unlocking. Among like other things, like the music is bad,
horrifying,
bad.
The game is horrifying, but the music is even more horrifying. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good pick.
Remake.
Good pick. That came out in 2002?
2002 for GameCube, yep.
Good choice.
So, let's move on to...
2003.
2003.
Okay, so now we're getting into GameCube territory with me, because PlayStation 2 kind of got really stale for me during these years. And there are probably games that I can pick out of my library that I have now that I probably enjoyed more. But really, my memories during these years were playing the GameCube with all my friends, because all my friends had GameCubes, and I still was playing on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 2 came out for the GameCube, and you could play as Link.
Yeah.
And that is my choice, because I never played as Link. I always played as Nightmare, because he's a fucking badass. But my buddy always used to play as Link, and I used to have fucking nightmares about him playing as Link, because he could throw bombs and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So, absolutely adore Soul Calibur. I remember playing the first one on the Dreamcast. We had someone living at our house that used to play, or that brought a Dreamcast with them. And, then Soul Calibur 2 came out. Oh, there's the snips. Okay, there's something. We're getting somewhere now. Cool. Fuck! Anyway, I can just always remember my friend playing as Link all the time.
Yeah.
And we would bring that GameCube everywhere and play everybody. And it would just nonstop. We'd play for hours on that game. And yet again, that's another game that I haven't touched since 2002, so I can't express like a ton of amazing, memories and all that stuff. But I really, really remember looking at the cover, because I think you could get it for PS2 and Xbox at this time. I think.
Yes.
And Yoda came with...
No, that was Soul Calibur...
Was that 3? 4?
4 or 5?
No, 4. I think 4 just came out.
Maybe it was 3.
Because I know this one had a double release, because you could get it on...
Well, I know
was it triple
release.
It
was a triple release, because GameCube was Link, Xbox was... Spawn. I don't remember...
Oh, it was the dude from Tekken.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Heihachi.
Heihachi, yeah.
Yeah, you could get Heihachi for... Okay, can I give the...
Take the snips to the thing with the sign.
Where?
You know where the sign is, and you're like, oh, I gotta send the dog across.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh my god. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was my choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my pick.
I didn't have much to say. There was just digging at the bottom. It was another year that I was kind of digging at the bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my game is a game that came out on PC, PS2, maybe Xbox. I can't remember. I originally played it on PC, and then I bought it about 2 years ago on PS2. Mm-hmm. And then I bought it again on Steam because I lost my... Because first of all, I can't find the cord to plug in my PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really want to play this game. It's like $3,
mm-hmm.
you know, because Steam.
Yeah.
So my pick for 2003, once again, it's a game I have not finished, but I played it well enough to know it's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Beyond Good and Evil.
Ah, yes. I have a PS3 copy of it that I downloaded actually for free. It was for free on PlayStation Plus, so I should really play it because I haven't played it yet.
It's really, I don't know, it's just got like this cool story to it. Like it's a very like anti-government kind of deal going on because they're like you're battling a corrupt government and stuff. There's a whole conspiracy going on. It's a like probably my first instance of playing a game with a really good female protagonist. Like Jade's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like your pig buddy there, Paige, she's like, oh, save me, thank you so much. She's like, shut up. I was like, damn, girl.
That's awesome, yeah.
And so
you rock.
Just, like, you know, it's I don't even know exactly what to say about it because it's just it combines like a lot of things. There's like a whole photography component to it.
Oh,
that's
really?
Like you get money, you get credits for doing that, which allows you to buy other things like upgrades to your ship, so you can like buy rockets and boosts and stuff like that. And you're collecting pearls because those also pay for things. Fuck. And like it's very stealth heavy at times, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a stealth game. Because when I bought it on Steam, it was part of the stealth sale, and I bought a shitload of games.
But you wouldn't consider it like a full stealth game.
I wouldn't consider it a full stealth game, because there's a lot more to it than just that. But there is, like, when you're infiltrating, you know, the DOMs is what they're called. When you're infiltrating their facilities, it's very stealth heavy. And those parts are fun. Like, the camera gets a little jank at times.
Yeah. But
it's still a lot of fun. And it's kind of like, it's one of those games that playing on PC with mouse and keyboard, actually it worked. Like I tried it out on PS2 just to make sure my copy worked. Yeah. And I felt a lot better using keyboard and mouse, and that never happens. I way prefer a controller. Yeah. Like 100% of the time. Yeah. But it actually felt like a lot better to me to use mouse and keyboard for that game. So I was like, that's cool. Yeah. So that's my pick for 2003. There's probably more I can say about it, but that's a game that I have to play. It's excellent. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who highly recommend that game. So it's once you get into it, you're gonna be on the train of like, where's the sequel? Like, because they like tease a sequel for fucking ever. Yeah, and there's just nothing. So, like, here's hoping that at some point. Ooh, now I got to switch. I have two separate lists because
goodness. This is a long fucking list.
We're at an hour and 42 minutes already, and we're only at 2004. Yeah, but this, I think from here on out, it's going to go pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. My next choice, as I said, this is really the GameCube years. I didn't own a GameCube, but I played a lot of GameCube games with my friends. This one was, this one was one of the first ones that incorporated. I think it's probably. There's a Zelda game. Four Swords, I think, is the only other one that I know that incorporated the Game Boy Advance with a link cable into your GameCube. And this game was a game that me and my friend played all the fucking time. And it is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And we would play it just 2-player.
Can I just say, before you keep going, you're like, oh, we're talking about Zelda and link cables and stuff. It's like, oh, you're going to talk about Wind Waker, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're not talking about Wind Waker.
No, I was going to put Wind Waker, but Wind Waker HD is better.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know. I think Wind Waker was 2003. Anyways,
I think it might have been. I'm not sure.
But regardless.
I'm not sure when it came out, Anyway, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I think it's actually 2004, but I chose Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles because I had more memories playing it than I did Wind Waker. Anyway, Crystal Chronicles is a complete shift in momentum for any. I don't know. Oops, I just skipped it. For any fucking... Oh, this is a boss or something?
Yeah, you have to, like, blast music at him. If I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember how this boss fight works, but...
This is a fucking weird boss fight. I died. Well, yeah, sorry. To continue on, I just remember, like... This game came out when I could like finally drink and shit.
Yeah.
And we used to just get a case of beer and load up Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. It was a huge pain in the ass to play this fucking game. Oh, I see what's going on. It was a huge pain in the ass to play this fucking game because you had to get your buddies together. Oh. What did we do? Oh. Anyway. You had to get them together with their link cables. So we each had to buy link cables. And then with their Game Boy Advances, so of course you had to own a Game Boy Advance just to play 2-player. Like, what a huge fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo was just like, you need to purchase all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Just to play 2-player on this video game. And it was a huge pain in the ass. And, I don't have much more to say about it other than I used to play a whole fucking lot of this game with my buddy. And, I absolutely love the game. And I think graphically as well, like character design and all that stuff, I think it's actually really, really beautifully done. It's a lot different than other Final Fantasy games, but yeah, I could go on about it, but
I just got a text from Nick,
uh-huh,
who watched our Dark Souls podcast and was really digging it, and he got back into Dark Souls, and he just texted me. He said, "Beat the Sword Wolf and Space Butterfly in DS1 tonight."
I love that, the Sword Wolf. That's great.
We are podcasting right now.
Yeah. He should be in on one of them. I know
Nick
is a very well-spoken person,
yes,
so he should definitely be in
I told him he should have been on this one, but then we just kind of did it, so I'm sorry, Nick. But no, I totally, like...
Next time, I'll think of a new premise for the next one, and
We're podcasting right now. Ha-ha.
Bitch.
Get one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe not a bitch.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I know what I just did wrong there.
Let's see. Where's my list again? List for 2004. Okay, so 2004. My pick for 2004 on PlayStation 2 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh, nice pick.
Because I'm a big fan of sandbox games and just like, hey, here's a playground, go fucking wild.
Yeah.
And San Andreas was like probably like the first real Grand Theft Auto game I played. I had GTA 2 for PC, and that's a top-down type deal where if you get like 1,000,000 points, you go to the next area. You know, it's not the same as once it turned to 3D. It was just like a completely different ball game.
Yeah.
And I never played 3, and I dabbled with Vice City, but I never finished it. But San Andreas was like the first one I played a lot, and it wasn't just like the story; it was just dicking around, putting in cheat codes.
Really, it really is. That's what those games became. Like back in the PS2 days, really. Like,
and it's interesting because they actually implemented like RPG elements for the first time in that game. Like you can go work out and just max out the buffness on CJ in that game, and like work up your biking skills. Like honestly, like that was like they put a bike in the game. There might have been in Vice City, but I don't remember. But it's just like, hey, there's cars, there's planes, there's motorcycles. I want to ride a pedal bike everywhere.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people did, too.
And, like, I would just always, like, what I would do is I would fucking...
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
There's this one tower on the first in Los Santos that you can, like, skydive off of and stuff like that. And I put in the cheat to add, like, 50 feet to your bunny hop. And I maxed out my biking skill, so I had max bunny hop, so I'd get like a 10-foot jump anyways. So just like, you know what, I'd go get a BMX, and then I'd find some people, and just like the enemy gang, I just
murder
them all, blow them all down, and then like cops are on my ass, and I'd just like bunny hop out of there and just fucking go to the top of this tower.
Oh, I know exactly what I have to do. All right,
but
fucking thing.
Yeah, there's. You know, it was just like a good time.
One? Nope.
The soundtrack's
it's the
pretty
fourth
rad.
one that I can pick up. Okay.
Like Axl Rose is like the radio host on
Is
one
he?
of the channels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
On like the classic rock channel, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, like the alternative channel had like fucking like Danzig, Jane's Addiction, and Ozzy and
That's
stuff like
awesome.
that. And like that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Soundgarden too. But
Nice.
yeah, no, it was a lot of fun dicking around in that game. Good times were had.
Yeah.
And so that was my pick for
I got it. Just barely.
2004.
Nice. Good pick. I'm kind of in an intense moment here. I'll just glance at
Okay.
my list.
Well, do you want me to start 2005? For this one?
You know what? Mine's really quick and short.
Okay.
On 2005.
Mine's gonna be pretty quick. Also.
Okay. 2005 was the PlayStation 2 release of DDR Extreme 2, and this is actually the first DDR game that I ever picked up for a console.
Mm-hmm.
Had the dance mat and everything. Me and my buddies all had copies of it, so we'd all get together with our dance mats, get drunk as fuck, eat pizza, and play DDR2.
Nice.
And that's pretty much all the memories I have of it. And then my mom started playing, and then that was pretty much the end of my DDR2 career. My mom and all of her friends started playing because it's a fun game. It's a great party game. It's a great, fun family party game, you know, and my mom loved it because it was like all dancing and shit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's pretty much it. I'll
Yeah.
keep that one short and sweet.
Okay, so my 2005, I feel really bad because there's a lot of really good games that came out that year. Namely, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, fuck. Did it really?
Yes.
Shit.
Which I didn't play enough to justify saying it was my favorite game of that year. I beat the first boss to try it out.
Yeah.
And I just haven't gone back. But it was excellent game.
Yeah. Fuck, I should have picked that game.
So my pick for 2005. And
That was another game where I was drawn deep from the bag. Sorry.
Yeah.
Another year that was drawn deep from the bag. Anyway.
So my pick for 2005 is a PSP game.
Oh.
And it is also another Grand Theft Auto game. It's Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories.
Oh, nice.
It's a prequel to 3 where you
Yep.
play as like one of the guys from the gang from 3.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name right now. But I played it a lot because that was like I don't know if I said San Andreas was like my first real one. This was really
This was the first.
This was
real
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
Because it was like I just got.
I think I just beat the game.
No.
Okay.
You beat like the first chapter.
Okay.
There's a lot left, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was like, fuck, did I just beat this game while we did this?
No.
All right. Well, you're up for chapter 2 then.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Sorry to keep interrupting.
So going like this PSP was something like my friend had it on like hockey trips, and I was just like, man, this is cool. I want one of these.
They were nifty little. They were a nifty little.
They were, and this was the
Gaming
second gaming device I owned.
Yeah.
I had
Really.
Sega Genesis, then PSP,
Wow.
and then PS2, and then
Yeah.
360.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. But I knew when I got my PSP, it was like, this game's coming out. This is a Grand Theft Auto game on a handheld.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. You take it anywhere, right?
Okay, I gotta remember how to play this game now.
R2 is to chuck shit.
Okay. Do I have...
You don't have anything to
I
chuck
don't
it.
have
X is
anything
to pick everything up. R2 is to chuck it. It's
Okay.
like you need some coals.
Yeah. Can I pick these up?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the PSP. I thought it was in... Yeah, you just hit X on them. You should be able to
Okay.
pick them
There we go.
up. The PSP was just a nifty little gaming device. Like, I
Yeah.
thought it was great. I used it a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, in a couple of years here, I'll explain to you when I used my PSP a lot. But
Okay.
anything more on 2005? that-
Well, I just wanted to say, like, just the fact that they packed so much game into
Yeah.
a little UMD disc, because it's like
Yeah.
it is basically like the map of Grand Theft Auto 3 on
On something this big.
something like, you know, yeah, like a
Yeah.
silver dollar,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
unbelievable.
So, like, for that reason, and just, you know, like, also just dicking around, having a good time. Once again, same.
Grand Theft Auto style. Got
Exactly.
to dick around.
So, I much preferred the sequel, Vice City Stories, because if I'm not mistaken, that one actually, like, I don't know if Liberty City Stories had multiplayer, but Vice City Stories did. And I remember playing that on a band trip with Derek Kemp.
Yeah.
It We're the only two people that had PSPs, and we had those games, and he just ruined me in that game. But
that's hilarious. Oh, pick up that thing.
Oh right, I knocked it over. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Like story, it's pretty straightforward, pretty standard affair, but yeah, I thought it was just a good time. So that's my choice for 2005.
Good choice. Okay, my choice for 2006. Also to note that this was the release of the PS3 in 2006.
Ah, yes.
And
oh shit.
A
lot of cranks.
I didn't pick up my PS3 until probably 2008 or 2009. It was when did the first PS3 Slim come out? I want to say 9.
That sounds probably about right.
Yeah, so I picked it.
Here's a mini game.
Yeah, so I picked up my first PlayStation 3 in 2009. But 2006 was its initial release, was the big fucking honking ones.
Yeah. The ones that actually had backwards compatibility.
Yeah. And what was released in 2006 was Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, and that was my choice for Metal Gear for 2006 because Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence had the first Metal Gear Online capabilities. It came with a second disc, which was called Subsistence, and it was Metal Gear Online, the first initial Metal Gear Online. I don't think 4 had had online capabilities. Pretty sure Metal Gear 3 was the first one that actually had Metal Gear Online. Snake Eater is an amazing song. It's like a 70s Bond song.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore it. Playing as Snake again is amazing because after 2 you don't play as Snake. You're not playing as Solid Snake, but you're playing...
Big Boss.
You're playing as... He's a Snake, right? He's still fucking Snake.
Naked Snake.
Yeah. David Hayter still does his voice, which is amazing. Lots of David Hayter. Love David Hayter. Online was amazingly fun. My buddy was like one of the first dudes who like really turned me onto it because I was like I'm not big on like SOCOM or playing games online like that, but then he turned me onto like Find Snake. It was like one of the games where you like one player was Snake and then the rest of the dudes, it was like 8 dudes in a room and one of them was Snake. He had to find Snake and Snake would like hide in cardboard boxes and shit. And he could trank people. Yeah, love that one. Great. Absolutely amazing version of it. I think the initial release of Metal Gear Solid 3 was 2005?
2004.
Was it 2004? Okay, so 2004. So this game came out 2 years later and it had the online capabilities. That's pretty much why I chose it.
So here's my choice for 2006. My choice for 2006 is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Subsistence. Also,
nice.
Because I was just like...
that's the first one that we've actually agreed on.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Or...
I don't think we've picked the same one yet.
Okay, well that's it. See, I was just like, there's no way I'm not including MGS3.
Yeah,
because
I was explaining it, and you're just like, I have to listen to this asshole talk about it when I pick the.
Well, I was also like, what the fuck do I do? Because I needed like a triangle crank, but I don't have. There's no triangle.
Triangle. That's a star.
I could probably just go with this star though, because shapes and shit. So there we go.
Oh, that worked. Okay.
Okay, cool. The fuck do I do now? Oh, right, I bottled some water.
You can pass me another one of those.
I'll pass you another one.
Perfect.
So, I was like, I have to pick this. And I was just like, 2004, but that's the original release. Yeah. That's still the overhead camera. And this is where I'm going into... Right. This is where I'm going into my thing where, it's a remaster that changes enough to make it feel like its own thing.
That's the version, actually, that's the only version that I have ever played. I've never played the original one.
I have not either. Oh, there's the bottle. So yeah, because of this camera, much improved over the original. Like, I've seen footage of the original, it's like, man, I would have a hard time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had a hard time.
Yeah. Just because of what Kojima wanted to do with, the camera that he was using.
Yeah.
So...
the capabilities at the time, right?
Yeah. So yeah, no, that game is absolutely phenomenal. Probably my favorite Metal Gear Solid. Mm-hmm. It's always a toss-up between 1 and 3.
Yeah.
For me. Oh, great, here we go. But it's such... Yeah, it's just I don't even really know what to say about it at this point. Like, I'm really just like all over the place here, but oh shit. Just like the bosses, like the time period that they're talking about and stuff like that. The ladder climb, you know?
Snake Eater!
It's like 2.5 minutes or something like that.
I think it's got to be more than that because they play a whole fucking song,
yeah.
and the song is like 4 minutes long.
But that last boss fight.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, that is video games as art right there.
Yeah, perfect example. Perfect example.
And, like, fighting the Shagahod and stuff is just like...
I don't remember fighting the Shagahod as much as I remember the final boss.
Oh, yeah.
fight.
No, absolutely.
Like, the Shagahod it pales in comparison.
Definitely. Like, that's the high water mark. But, like, that fight with the tank is still, like...
Yeah, it's still
such
awesome.
a fun fight.
Yeah.
You know? I love that fight. But, no, it's that last boss fight. That's just... That enough is enough to put it over the top for me. So. Yeah. I can't tell you what 2007 is until I'm done with this shit.
Okay, well, I'll start explaining my 2007.
Okay.
So my 2007 is BioShock.
Yes, fantastic.
I chose BioShock because it is one of the first PlayStation 3 games that I ever purchased, and I still have the original like cardboard sleeve with the holographic. No, it's not holographic. It's foil.
Yes.
The original foil sleeve and everything. Absolutely adore the game. Absolutely adore the game's art style. I mean, that was really one of the first like steampunky 1950 like it just has that its atmosphere is so deep rooted and so well thought out that you can't not talk about this game being released. Like,
yeah.
It's an amazing game. And each one after that, 2 was okay. BioShock Infinite was fucking outstanding.
I still haven't played it.
Oh,
but
I'll just lend it to you. You can play it. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, I had to talk about BioShock because it was one of the first games that I ever really like fanboyed out over.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, this game. And I played it. I think I only played through it once, but I started it over like hundreds of times just because I love the starting of that game. You just push X and then drag him, I'm sure.
Oh, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, hold X.
Okay.
There you go.
You're stuck under a horse.
Yeah, I started that game over just so many times because I love the starting of that game and getting into Rapture and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the twist at the end was kind of like, it was okay.
Yeah, that last boss fight is kind of like...
Yeah.
Kind of really meat-headed for like
yeah.
what the game does otherwise.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. But the twist was kind of like, fuck, I went through all that shit just to... Yeah, it was kind of neat. But yeah, I absolutely adore that game. And it'll always be very memorable for me. I had to like scratch up like $70 to go into GameStop to go and buy it. So, yep.
So would you kindly let me talk about my...
Of course. Of course.
Little thing there. So
that was just a little thing.
2007 is a hard year for me because I want to pick BioShock.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna pick this instead. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm probably gonna regret picking this over BioShock because BioShock 1.
Yeah.
Love that game.
Yep.
But my actual pick, because I have a little honorable mention for this.
Oh man.
And you're not gonna like it. But,
oh, okay.
My pick for 2007 is Portal.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. I like that game.
Portal for PC specifically.
Actually, you know what? I bought BioShock, the first one, scratched up my money to buy it. Then the Orange Box was released.
Yes.
And then that was the first time I've ever played Portal and Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life 2.
Oh, yeah.
And because they were all released for PS3, right? Mm-hmm. And that was, like, I didn't game on my Mac back in those days, so... Yeah. Great choice. I absolutely adored Portal.
Yeah,
I still adore that game.
It's such a fantastic...
Developed by one woman.
Really?
Yep.
Are you talking about the fucking... Whatchamacallit?
Like the initial...
The initial...
Yeah. Yeah, it was one woman.
There we go. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like, the puzzles are just fantastically thought out and well designed.
Yep.
And just hard, too. Like, I remember...
very clever.
There's so many, like, instances of like, holy shit, how do they think of this stuff?
Yeah.
Also, holy shit, how am I gonna beat this? And then when you overcome it, it's like beating a boss in Dark Souls. You know, it's just like
totally.
that moment when you finally everything clicks is just like,
yeah, got it.
So good.
Yeah,
and the writing is just awesome.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty spot on, and they got a lot of talent to do it too.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, like, the whole cake is a lie thing has been done to death. So, you know, whatever about that. But, like, other than that, it's like... And I've never played Portal 2, and I've always wanted to play Portal 2 because I heard it's funnier, the puzzles are better, like, it's just...
Yeah.
It's taking Portal 1 and kicking it up, like, a few notches.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the original developer of the game, she quit after that.
Oh, yeah.
After the first one, she sold it, and then... She didn't like the direction that it was going under, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Little trivia. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bullshit spouting, but as far as I know, I think that's what happened.
Socks.
Ooh, some socks.
But I have a runner-up, and you're not gonna like it because this is really. You're gonna be everyone that's gonna hear this gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's the dumbest shit. It's not a good game.
Okay.
It's a terrible fucking.
But what is it?
It's Two Worlds.
Oh. Okay.
This game sucks.
Yeah, it's
this
fucking
game is
bad.
fucking bad.
Bad.
But holy shit, did I have so much fun playing it?
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
'Cause,
it's fun, but it's bad.
It's terrible.
But really, what makes a good game? If you have fun playing it, does that make it a good game?
It should.
Exactly.
But
it's not. It's not worth it.
It's not a good game at all. No, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's real
not.
Fucking bad.
Yeah, it's not a good game.
There was the summer that I was working at the mine when I was doing 4 on 4 off.
Yeah.
Was the summer that we were hanging out at my buddy Danny's place. It was me, Matt, and Danny, all hang out in Danny's living room. Oh, what the fuck am I doing here?
What does he need?
I think he needs.
He needs his arm all slung up.
Not a shovel.
He doesn't need an entrenching tool.
This way.
What's that? Ooh, what's that?
Carrot? Oh, it's a little comb. Little afro pick.
Yep. French afro.
But Matt had like 3 copies of Two Worlds because they had it at Movie Gallery.
Oh,
and when it was closing, he snatched up like every copy of that game.
Movie Gallery was our local town's version of Blockbuster.
Yes.
And when it shut down, like, fuck, how long ago was that? Feels like forever ago. Probably 2008.
Probably. Probably something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Time to amputate.
There you go. But yeah, so he had 3 copies, and the 3 of you just...
And yeah, we set up 3 TVs. That was that time...
Yeah, me and Dwayne came over.
When Dwayne came, you guys came over to play Street Fighter. Were you playing Street Fighter?
Yeah, it was
and I had the giant, like, fucking 32-inch TV.
Like,
it was about, like, I'm here... Oh, shit, I'm supposed to do surgery.
Oh.
It was about, like, maybe, like, 2 feet in front of my face.
Yeah.
And you guys had, like, a 13-inch TV.
We had like a little. It was a CRT as well. It was a little fucking
a little small TV.
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you guys want to like trade me? Because I don't need this." And you're like, "No, it's fine. Like, use that."
Yeah.
And like, man, I remember we just like play that till like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Then drive to McDonald's and get breakfast, and just be greasy and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just like, this game is so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But man, did we have a good time playing that online.
Yeah, that's
together.
why it's worth it, right?
And like me and Matt were having like a competition to see who could get the most achievements in the game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so bad for that because it's like, it doesn't really tell you. Oh, that's probably what I give him instead of a thing.
There you go.
Oh, I need that hacksaw again. Because you need to find every location in the game, and it's fucking awful for marking that down.
Yeah.
Because you have to find every location, every like underground location as well.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrible for that. And it's just dumb. It's a dumb, stupid RPG.
Yeah.
But hot damn did I have a good time playing it.
Well,
so that's my honorable mention for 2007.
Well, good choice.
Is it though?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So my choice for 2008 is the first PSP game on my list.
Okay.
And the first and only, I believe. Yeah. So 2008, I put a lot of hours into this game, and I am an old veteran of this game series as well. It's a Capcom series.
I think I know where this is going.
It is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Yes.
And I put a lot of hours into this game. Me and my friend Paul, who lives in Winnipeg. He did the face art for Pokemon Gold. Yeah, that pixel art of my face. Yeah, he and I like just. I picked it up and I was like, dude, you got to get this game. And then we went hard on that game.
Yeah.
And we picked up, what the fuck is that called? It's like the online, how you log on online with your PSP on your PS3.
Oh.
Something Control. It's got like little pictures of little white dudes.
I don't
little
remember.
Like silhouette dudes. Whatever, yeah. Anyway. Local Connect or something. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, you can connect your PSP online, and then we were able to play instead of because with that game, if there wasn't 4 people in the room, you couldn't play with more than you and your buddy, right?
Yeah.
And then then we got this ad hoc party.
Yeah, okay.
Ad hoc party. We got ad hoc party on the PS3. You connected your PS3 to your PSP. And then you could log onto the internet and join people all over the world and play Monster Hunter 4. Or Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, sorry. And that's what we did. And we fucking went hard. Like, we would stay up until like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Playing Monster Hunter. Just smoking darts and drinking beer and playing Monster Hunter. And yeah, put a ton of hours into it. I absolutely adore Monster Hunter. I haven't really played much of it lately. I've been playing 4, but... I really, the farthest I really went with it, and I really went in deep, was with Freedom Unite, and I think that one so far was probably the pinnacle for me. I felt like that one was probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that was the one that Nick lent me, because Nick is huge into Monster Hunter also, and I'd never heard of Monster Hunter before, and he's like, "Hey, man,
you gotta check this out.
Trade me that Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories.
Yeah, for this. Yeah. That was a good trade.
We'll swap for a while.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was a good time playing that game for sure.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, another game came out in 2008
what was
that takes the cake for me. That I played on 360, and it's a little game called Fallout 3.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because this was the game when we first started like talking that one night when you were like, "Hey Zach, do you play video games?" Like, hot damn, do I ever?
This is like the first night that we ever met.
Well,
we've known each other for a long time, but the first time we ever really conversed with one another.
Exactly, yeah. Little keys.
And there you go. Don't walk into that shit, you die.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, Fallout 3, it was one of those games, and it's like another game that's on this list later on, which is like probably going to be the last game on this list if we don't count this year.
Yeah.
That I didn't know what the deal was.
What's the big deal?
What's the deal with Fallout 3?
Yeah.
But, did I just stand on this and it breaks? I can't remember.
No.
So... I get my Xbox 360 like that Christmas, and everyone's going on about Fallout 3. Fallout 3. I was like, what the fuck is Fallout 3?
And why is it so popular?
And I remember seeing at Walmart they had a sign that was like, we have no copies of Fallout 3, like at all.
So people were just going fucking ham over it.
Yeah, people were like crazy. There's nothing there, and so I'm just like, maybe I should pick this game up. Sounds cool. And little did I know, it's like such a fantastic RPG. Like it's quite a bit different from the originals, which I never played. And I think it was because of that I preferred it, because the first two are also turn-based, and this is kind of still at the point where I'm like, about like turn-based RPGs. Oh, shit.
You just have to figure out where they go.
Yeah. So it's kind of like an RPG, but also a shooter.
Yeah.
And I guess that's, maybe not the most appealing thing to some people, but I liked it. And I liked, it was...
I don't think that's where that one goes.
No, I'd probably not. But, hey, can I try this out?
Yeah.
No. Okay. But I think for me as an introduction to just RPGs in general... Or is it where that goes?
I think it's too far of a gap.
Too far. Just like, I put the cog
right on top of the other one, yeah.
I
think it's got to be the 2 small ones in the middle.
Wait, there was 2 small ones?
Yeah, see, there's the other small one.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could take that one off.
Yeah.
Well,
You should be able to.
Can I take it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was much easier than I had anticipated. Put it on that one, you dingus.
There you go. Anyway.
But yeah, just like, I think the fact that like it was the first real game that I played where I could develop the character as I saw fit, you know? Mm-hmm. And
like real freedom, real control.
Yeah, because like with San Andreas, it's kind of like, yeah, you can make your guy, but it's still, here's the path that you're taking, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas this is like, there's lots of options. You can play total jackass, or you can play like the nice guy, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or somewhere in between. And that amount of freedom, oh man, like I was all about that. And I put in...
It was probably, at that moment, it was probably it was the biggest sandbox game that had existed up until that point. Like, really, it really was.
Yeah. And it's a game that I still fight as to whether, like, in my mind, as to whether or not it's my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
And probably people are going to be like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm just like, well, it just hit me at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, that I can think such a thing. So, and I think that along with the DLC, I put like 200 hours into like one character.
Wow.
Because I was just that invested in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just had to find like every location, scour everything. You know, I wanted to see everything that this game had to offer because it offered so much more than any other game that I'd played before. And that's something I really like out of my games is just
replayability, but also exploration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
And that's all I really should say about it. That's all I really need to say, I think. So that's my 2008.
Good choice. I knew that you were going to choose that.
Oh, yeah.
Just before we actually started recording this, I only had up until like 2004, 2005, and I was like, "Fuck! I should just finish this list, and then we can go all the way to 2015, or we can do prediction for 2016." And 2008, I was scrolling through, and I was like, "Well, I got to talk about Monster Hunter."
Yeah.
And then I was kind of scrolling through the games of 2008, and I saw Fallout 3, and I was like, well, that's what Zach's going to talk about. Because when we did first start talking, I was like, do you play video games? And he was like, yes. And I was like, well, what's your favorite video game? And the first thing you said was Fallout 3. So yeah. And I knew you were going to talk about it. Oh, yeah. So 2009 was another year where I don't know what I was doing. I must have lived in a fucking hole. But I knew that this game was my most anticipated game of 2009. I'm trying not to sneeze right now. And this game was BioShock 2. The most anticipated, like really the most anticipated game of 2000. You
can tell we've been going for a while and we're getting tired. It's like almost midnight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
and it's gonna go for a little bit longer, but I'm gonna keep this short because I don't have much to say about BioShock 2 because I don't really remember it because I know that I was really excited for it. I played through it in 2009, haven't touched it since 2009, and I can remember just being super excited for it and really not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
But still enjoyed it quite a bit. Only played through it once, put it down, haven't touched it since. But I just remember upon its announcement just being like so excited for BioShock 2 and just that's really I had to dig deep for this one. I really had to search 2009 for a game that I was like super fucking pumped for, and that was BioShock 2. Nice. And that's really it. That's all I got for it. So.
That's all you got?
Yep.
Well, mine was tough.
Are you looking at your list at all? Or you just have this thing memorized?
I'm basically have it remembered. I have it remembered at this point.
Shit, yeah.
2009 was tough for me because Borderlands came out that year.
I thought you were actually going to talk about Borderlands.
I love Borderlands. Yeah.
It's similar to Fallout 3, right? So it's not like
horribly, but like,
it kind of has that same feel.
No,
it doesn't. Really. Oh, because like I've never played it, but to me, like I look at it and be like, oh, it's like post-apocalyptic. It's RPG elements. It's open world. Like it's pretty much everything.
Oh yeah, that kills you.
Yeah.
Well,
to me, that's pretty much everything that Fallout 3 offers.
It does that, but it's a lot sillier, and it's just one story. There's no like there's no optional endings and stuff like that. It's like you're working through
obviously
one thing.
something with that well.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, can I jam my thing in there?
No, doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's not the thing.
If you push the touchpad, it gives you hints, but I don't know if it'll give you hints right now.
No hints available. Okay, so Borderlands, I love that game, but it's not my pick. Another game that came out that year is Assassin's Creed 2, which is my favorite in that whole series. It's just like they took everything that was good about the first game, amped it up, made the story like way better. It was like a fucking web of intrigue to find out like who was responsible for the murder of your family. Like you knew kind of who was involved, but like working your way to the top. And that was cool, and they, give you a way more charismatic and cool character in Ezio.
Yeah.
And just being able to, like, visit all these different places in Renaissance Italy, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's the wrong, but...
I would say.
It's such a fascinating game, and it's so fun to play. But it's also not my pick. Okay. I'm picking a game that I actually have not finished, but I played enough that I'm like... If I don't pick it, I'll feel wrong.
Yeah.
So this is originally a game on PS3. I played on PS4. It's a little game called Uncharted 2: Among Thieves.
You know what? I saw that on the list, and I was like, I wonder if he's going to pick that.
That, like, holy shit. Like, that game is so good. And the reason I haven't finished it is because Fallout 4 came out, which I never finished either. And it's just a whole mess. But once Dark Souls 3 is done... then I plan on going back and finishing it. But, like, just the segment where you're outrunning, like, a helicopter on the rooftops of the hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
Just, like, that set piece alone was, like, holy shit. Like...
This game.
Yeah. And just, like, introducing characters that, like, you don't really know where their morals lie. And... bring back old characters that you kind of fucked up with.
Can you pull that thing around?
This thing?
No. You can push and pull that thing around, right? Can you?
This one?
Yeah. Push X and move it, and hold X and hold, and then push back and forward. No. I don't think you can move it.
Can I whack this thing? No, I can't.
No. Bitch is useless.
I know there's got to be like something you can throw through the window.
Yeah.
But I thought I had the keys. But then it's like, oh, you don't have the keys. Okay,
there you go.
Unlock this hint.
Oh, it's behind the picture.
Oh, okay.
How do you get behind the picture, though?
Oh, you walk upstairs and go to the picture.
Okay.
Because I walked up to the picture and I was like, what do I do? But, like, Uncharted 2, I haven't even got to the part where there's, like, monsters and shit yet, because I know that's coming.
Yeah.
Because that's how you do.
Yeah.
But... I've played enough, and like the writing is fantastic, the character interactions are amazing, and the gameplay is just tight.
Hopefully,
tight.
I played through the first one and I didn't like it that much simply because the control, like he was like fucking controlling a drunken monkey. Like he's so unwieldy and he just like moved everywhere.
Uncharted 1, I like it, but it is. It's
unpolished.
It's not. Yeah, it's kind of like you can play it once, and then it's like I don't really need to play it again.
Yeah.
And that's not to say like not. And
it's not a bad game.
It's not a bad game at all. It's in fact a really good game.
It is.
It's just not.
I just don't like Naughty Dog's combat.
Yeah,
that's really what my problem is.
I forget what I'm supposed to do here, but
at least it's some sort of
3, 8, or 8 is the third number. The first number is 4.
There's 1 there. It says 1, 4.
That's the first. And 2 is 6. So 4, 6, 8.
4, 6, 8. Okay.
Okay.
You got her. I didn't.
But yeah, it's a fantastic game, and I can't wait to finish it, play through 3, and then play 4. Because
and 4 is being released this year.
Yes, because Nathan Drake is a fun character, and I really like him. How do I activate it?
There you go. 4, 6, 8.
Okay, and
it's
kind of unwieldy.
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, that's my pick for 2009. It's a game that I have not beaten, but it's so good that I think it's the best.
Good choice.
All right, 2010.
2010 was a big year for me. Well, technically not 2010. 2011 was the big year, but yes. 2010 was the release of this game, which led to the big year. 2010 was the initial release. Well, actually, sorry. 2009 was the initial release of Street Fighter 4. Then they released Super Street Fighter 4. Then they released Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition in 2010. Mm-hmm. And Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition was my first big step into playing fighting games and taking it at a competitive level. 2015, I went to Las Vegas to compete in EVO, knowing that I wasn't going to win, knowing that I was going to get my shit kicked. I went because I wanted to go and experience it, and because I love the community, and because I love fighting games.
Yeah.
Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition is my favorite version, because after that, Ultra Street Fighter 4 was released. Didn't like it so much, but it was still a good game. The actual version of Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition that I enjoy is version 2012, which it wasn't released in 2012, it was just updated in 2012. Mm-hmm. That was like the final version before Ultra. Anyway, it was initially released in 2010, and then I picked it up in 2011, and just like, I don't know how many hours. I still have to calculate how many hours I've actually put into that game. Mm-hmm. I know on my PlayStation there's 300 hours on my PS3. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how many are on my Xbox 360, and that doesn't include all the countless hours that I went to other people's houses to play that game. And I couldn't even tell you. It's countless hours. And that's really it. I mean, I absolutely adored that game. I have fight sticks and memorabilia and all that shit. Just because of that game, it really got me into the whole scene and fighting games and all that stuff. And that's really all I have to say. Super Street Fighter 4 was just that was the game that really introduced me to the whole scene. So, yeah.
Okay, now I have to double check.
Okay.
What my pick for?
Don't want to fumble your lines?
I don't. Okay, so this was a year that there wasn't like a lot that came out that really, was... Well, okay, I should say this.
It wasn't a big year in gaming.
It wasn't, but there was one game that came out that I still have not actually played. It's going to get an honorable mention because I played the multiplayer, and the multiplayer is a fucking hoot. Uh-huh. But I haven't played the actual game, and people are like, this is the best game of last generation. Mm-hmm. People have said it. Specifically, my friend Darren. Darren, if you're watching this, this is for you, buddy. My honorable mention is Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have not played the story. This is entirely based on the multiplayer. The multiplayer is so much fun.
I think we discussed this just recently, but...
I think my beer's done. Right?
Yeah, you better grab two there.
I'm going to grab one, because it's late.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I got to work at 9, so...
Yeah, I do too, but...
Oh, yeah, I got to play the game.
Red Dead Redemption, yeah. I think we talked about this. My friend, our roommate in Winnipeg, played it endlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this. I don't remember what series we talked about it in. But, yeah. Fuck, Max, you stink. I can smell it from over there. Yeah, he played it endlessly, and I've never actually played the game either. Mm-hmm. I'm in the same boat as you, but...
But I'm really excited to finally play it sometime soon. Jesus Christ. I have so many games.
One of these days.
Yeah. So my pick, I'm not really happy with it, but it's kind of the only game that I actually truly finished, and I enjoyed it, but it's not it's not like it's one of my favorite games ever. Uh-huh. My pick for 2010 is Halo Reach.
Okay. I would have never expected that, to
tell
you the truth.
Exactly.
Hasn't been a single Halo game on here.
No. I actually came pretty close to picking Halo 1, because I really liked Halo 1.
Yeah.
But, Halo Reach, it's good, it's fun, and, you get to make your own Master Chief, essentially, because it takes place before all the Halo games.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was fun, and I had a good time, and I like playing the multiplayer and stuff. But, like, it just goes to show, like, I wish I'd played Red Dead or, you know, something
bigger,
like that.
Right?
Because, like, it's a good game, but it's also, like, it's not something I'm writing home about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel bad for saying that, because it is good, and I like the Halo games.
Yeah.
But they've never been, like, my favorite games of ever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel weird picking it, but it is a good game, and it's probably, of all the games I played from that year entirely, that's probably my pick for the best one. It's just, you know, it's another Halo game.
Yeah.
It's solid, it's fun, not like a lot of bullshit in it, except for like the AI.
Was it bad?
The one AI was really bad. Her name was Kat. Don't let her drive ever. If you know what's good for you, if you ever actually play that game. But it was fucking brutal. Like, man, oh man. Was it bad? Oh,
wow.
I gotta
Bitch just burned.
Yeah, I forgot I have to get or I want to say Max. What? It's because your dog's Max.
Yeah.
It was Walt.
Smelly little Max.
But yeah, Halo Reach. It's aight.
It's aight. Just aight.
Yeah. So.
All right, so 2011. I'm pretty sure we're both going to say the same game for 2011. I'm pretty sure.
We are absolutely.
I'm going to let you take this one.
All right. Did you play on 360 first or PS3 first?
PS3 first.
Okay, because I played on 360 because it was free.
Yeah, actually, I have a free copy of it on my 360 as well. So.
All right.
We're in the same boat.
So our favorite game of this year was Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. There is a whole other fucking podcast that we can do about Dark Souls.
We already did.
We did, but that was just about 3.
That was about.
It was kind of all of them, but I think we could do another one, like about the first one, about the second one, and about the third.
Absolutely.
We still need to do a conclusion to the third one, but we haven't beaten it yet. So
yeah,
we will. There's a part 2 coming. Don't worry. But not enough I can say about Dark Souls because I absolutely adore the game, and I still think it's the best one in the series as of now. Not saying anything, but it's just the pivotal video game in the series. It's
one of those games when you just like as soon as you start playing it, if everything clicks for you, it sucks you in, and it's all you can think about, and it's all you want to talk about. And
yep, I have fucking nightmares about Dark Souls 3, and I used to have nightmares about Dark Souls 1.
Oh, absolutely.
So the game fucking captures you.
Yes,
and just
it
literally eats your soul.
Yeah.
Yep, we could go on and on. Dark Souls 2011 was Dark Souls, and that's
all we need to say.
Yep, really.
So that's 2.
Get fucking Dark Souls.
Yes.
If you're jumping into Dark Souls 3 and you haven't played the other 2, get Dark
Souls.
Oh
yeah, don't play Dark Souls 3 first. Like especially some of the shit that I've seen.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people are picking up because it's this generation video game, right? And it's new.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just buying it. They don't know what it's about. Get Dark Souls 1, at least play through the first half.
Yeah.
And then you get it.
Like some of the shit that I've just seen in Dark Souls 3, it won't have the same impact unless you played Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my way, dog.
Dog.
Oh,
that was a good dog. Yeah. We can move on, I think.
Okay. So what?
Unless you have more to say about Dark Souls. I think we pretty much covered it.
We'll save it for another day.
Yeah.
Because
we covered a lot of Dark Souls talk in the first podcast. So
yeah.
My pick for 2012 is Silent Hill Downpour. But also Silent Hill HD. So this is the runner-up. Silent Hill HD collection was in 2012 as well. But everybody knows that it's shit. But I still love it because it's Silent Hill 2 and 3 in HD. And I absolutely adore those games.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill. I chose Silent Hill Downpour because I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill, of course. And this is actually one of the games that I thought was decent in the series because Homecoming was fucking ass. And I still haven't beaten that game, and I pretty much refuse to beat it. Maybe one of these days I will. But this game was considerably better than Homecoming.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, it was the biggest game that I was most excited for in 2012. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it at this moment. I played it once.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a Splody.
Oh, yeah.
Played it once, beat it, and haven't touched it since.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all. I still love it. The opening sequence in that game, you have to stab the fuck out of somebody, and it's pretty horrific. So, yeah. Yeah. That's what I got to say. 2012 Silent Hill Downpour. We're getting to the nitty gritties here.
Okay, so my pick for 2012 was tough because I'm gonna give 2 honorable mentions for that year, and they're the 2 honorable mentions are the games that I was gonna put at number 1 tied together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So first off, Walking Dead Season 1, the Telltale game.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, the writing in that game is awesome. It's one of those instances where you can want to do the right thing, and that's what I gravitate to always when I play a game like that. And even if you try to do the right thing, it's not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
And I like that because, there's not always a good answer for everything.
There's no right answer in any situation.
And also, a lot of my choices in that game had not only to do with how I want, how I wanted to act, but it was mostly how I wanted to be perceived by Clementine.
Ah, okay, yeah. So it all perceived in the eyes of a child.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I wanted to. There's a lot in that game because you find her at her house and her babysitter is a zombie and you rescue her and you're trying to help her find her parents, and at the same time you're kind of being the parental figure, role model for her, and so you want to have a good image to yourself, because there's instances where it's like, this guy tried to fucking ruin us, this guy, they've been eating people and they tried to feed us people and stuff like that, and you're at the point where I could straight up murder this guy for what he did. But Clementine's right there, and it's just do I actually want to do this and just show what an awful thing I could, I've done is, or something like that. And so that's when you sit there and you're kind of like, do I do it, or does I not do it? I'm totally losing grasp of the English language right now.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I'm tired,
it's getting late. Yeah, this is a long one. Long haul. We're almost there.
But yeah, so there's that game for the multitude of reasons I mentioned. The other honorable mention I want to give is for a little game called Fez.
Ah.
I adore that game. And I haven't seen Indie Game the movie, so
You haven't?
I haven't.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Need to see that movie.
I know.
Need to see that movie.
And I know people have.
I love that movie.
Horrible
Nicole
perception
loves that movie. It's yeah. Well, Phil Fish is a piece of shit anyway.
Yeah.
He's still a piece of shit outside of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
fuck you, Phil Fish.
That's a good way to.
Yeah. FYPF. FYPF.
Hashtag FYPF.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
It's a hashtag of the week.
But okay. So anyways, game.
Can't even spell.
It's such a gorgeous game. You know?
Yeah.
It's a very pretty game. It's not.
You have to do it at the same time, I think.
I know. I'm having the hardest time.
Well, the dog is so unwieldy.
Yeah.
Can you push X?
Wait.
No. Oh, you got her. There you go.
There we go. Okay.
He's
cool.
like, yeah.
I can go through. But it's a fucking gorgeous game. The mechanics are cool. It's not played to be super difficult. It's just hey man, let's hang out and play Fez.
Yeah. It's a chill game.
It's very chill.
Super atmospheric.
And I really enjoy that. And the music, holy shit. Talking about music, the music in that game is fucking fantastic.
Actually, Nicole has a copy of it on her Xbox. I should play it.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I played it on PS4.
I've never played it.
It's.
Have they fixed that fucking game-breaking save point thing yet, or?
I don't know if they did. Oh, get out of there, dog.
No, I don't think it's gonna blow.
Oh yeah, it's not even lit. That's why.
Chuck it. You have to hit it off the. Yeah.
Now it's lit, fam.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Well, that was pathetic.
Uh,
So now we're going to get into my actual...
Yeah.
So my actual pick
Uh-huh.
for 2012 is a little French game called Dishonored.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Good
game
choice.
is so awesome.
I still need to play more of that game. I started it and I got maybe halfway.
Yeah.
And then haven't played it since. So.
See, I'm the type. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That was nice.
barely got it.
Yeah. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Okay. He's
Yeah,
fine.
dog's fine. I don't think the dog takes damage.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, great choice with Dishonored.
Just because it's a game, like, I always go, like, anytime there's, like, a morality sort of deal going on, I always try to play, like, the good guy.
Yeah.
And so in that game, it involves not killing anybody.
Yeah.
Or trying to kill as few people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
As to not spread the plague
Yeah.
that's going about. And so I did my best. I still managed to kill, like, 3 people by accident. And that was because I tried to hide a body underwater. Which was not my smartest moment.
I don't think he's gonna survive that.
But no, and there's like fantastic weapons you can use, but obviously, like, being that I'm playing this sort of pacifist run, I guess, like, I couldn't really use them. But like, the dart gun is fucking sweet in that game, and it's a cool world. It looks beautiful.
Beautiful game. I was gonna say that.
The type of stuff you can do in that game, like the type of skills you learn as Corvo, that's the name.
Yeah,
is just like, man, it's cool. Like obviously it comes back to Blink because that's like the cool short teleport thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take that and maybe I will throw it this way. Swag. I don't really know what else to say. It's been a long time since I played it, and because it's been so long, I'm trying to figure out the words I want to say for it.
The only thing that I have to say about it is that I watched Nicole. She didn't 100% it. Mm-hmm. She was very close to 100%ing it. She fucked up near the end of the game on not killing anybody, and that was the last achievement that she needed. So I watched her play through the game 4 times.
Oh wow!
To get like everything, and she fucking fangirled out on that game. Like, she went hard. It's to 100% that game.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah, and I watched her play through it plenty of times, and holy shit, yeah, it's unbelievable. I haven't picked it up, and I have 2 copies of it, and I still haven't played it yet. But I did play it, but I haven't like fully explored the universe of Dishonored. But I know that it's gorgeous, and I know that it plays very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just need the time and place, I guess.
Yeah.
I need to feel it.
I can understand some people not... Like, my buddy Darren's just like, I can't get into a game where the best possible option is to not use all the cool stuff that they give you.
Yeah.
And I totally get that, but it's still a cool game, and it's still worth experiencing.
Yeah.
So...
good choice.
So that's my pick for 2012. And now... Couple more years left.
Yeah, couple more years. 2013, I think we might be in agreement on what
we're
the
in
best
agreement.
game.
I have a tie, but I know we are probably in agreement with one of my picks.
Okay, I'm guessing that one of your picks is The Last of Us.
Absolutely.
I fucking adore this game. I absolutely love it. I have a thoughts video on it. You can go watch that. You can hear everything that I need to say about it. Mm-hmm. I don't need to say much more than I absolutely love this game. I'm interested in what your runner-up is.
Well, my tie for it is another small little indie game that came out that year called Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh yeah, that's a tiny game.
Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah, there's only like a dev team of like 5 people.
Yeah. No, that was the game that was just like, I dropped a class in university because I was just like, I could not fucking stop playing that game. It was just like...
Oh, that's great.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here.
I don't know. Ram it into the blades?
Wait. You. Give me the thing. You come to me. But no, Grand Theft Auto 5, I was excited because 4 was like fun, but the story kind of sucked, and the driving was just garbage in that game. Like, you turn like a goddamn boat in like a motor
really?
when you're driving like a scooter. It sucked. It was not fun. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
This is a strange puzzle.
Yeah, I'm not really picking it up.
Oh, the sail.
Yeah.
You have to use the sail.
Oh, sail's
Catch
on.
the sail on fire, now push it into the motor.
Okay.
Oh no, you have to get... So you push it in the motor while getting a fucking piece of dynamite.
Okay, yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, it's gonna burn out though, I'm sure.
Probably
So better
not.
hurry up.
You, give me dynamite.
No, yeah,
But
burnt out.
just... fucking hell. Fuck!
So get the dog, get the dog right beside you, push... Yeah, there you go. No, that works.
whatever.
Yeah, that works.
So, yeah, and, like, talking about how, like, you know, there's this new online system where it's, like, basically like an MMO, almost. Like a light MMO, kind of.
Yeah.
But also talking about these heists. That was the big thing, is the heist mode. Shit.
Oh!
Fucking hell. And it's, like, you get to plan how you want to do this your way. You know,
Okay,
you set up all the stuff, you put things in motion. Jesus. Fuck!
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you got it.
Sweet.
Nice.
And that was the coolest thing for me, is just like, I want to be able to plan, like, obviously when you get down to it, there's, you know, it's not as, like, there, you know, there's a lot of options involved, but it's not like as super detailed or whatever as you want to get into it. But like, that part was fun, and like, the writing is always like really funny and like really sarcastic. It's just shitting all over the American dream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of like satire in today's day and age.
exactly, it's just like some of the satire. I played it the second time, and it's just like, it kind of beats you over the head a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a great time, and the world is cool. Like, it's for the first time, it's like, here's like the whole island. Nothing's just cut off for you for like narrative reasons, or whatever. Just fucking go.
Yeah.
And just find whatever. And it's like, there's so much you can do, and it's such a good time. I love that game to bits. And I know some people really don't like it,
I've never played it.
but it's I can't tell you how much fun I've had playing that game, single player and like online with people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me and my buddy will like steal a Jeep, just take shotguns, blow people up, and just fucking go and just until like we stop,
awesome.
and then just start it all over again with like some new method or something. But that was like one of those games when it came out. Me and a couple friends from university, we met over beers, and like 2 hours straight. We just talked about like the things we experienced, because it was just like,
well, it's almost like what is that? It's like not like battle history, or like, you know, it's like I don't want to say it's like a war vet story, but it's like you're in the shit and you have like stories to tell, right?
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing about video games, especially open world ones where you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can almost tell stories about like the things and situations you've been in. And you can tell all your buddies like, oh fuck, this just happened today, you know?
Well, I remember like it was like the first time that when you smash into a car, you have the chance to like knock the wheel off and like smash the axle and stuff like that. And I remember seeing that, and I told him, I was like, dudes, like, holy fuck, you can do this now. I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And just like so many little things that you pick up that they won't pick up, and they pick up little things that you don't pick up, and it's just like,
well, each person's playthrough is different, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like,
that's why it's an interesting experience.
I love having experiences like that, and like obviously we've had that with Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But yeah, GTA 5, good time. But yeah, Last of Us also, there was no way I could pick one over the other. Because I love them both.
When I first played through Last of Us, I played through the first little bit, and then after that, like, its hooks were in, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I need to beat this game. And it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I just plowed through it the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, I stayed up till like, it was like 2 a.m. or something like that, just beating it.
Yeah.
And it was over. I was like, oh, thank God it's over. But at the same time, I was like, this This is the most amazing video
Give me
game
a fucking
experience
bread.
of all time. He won't do it.
You,
Bread
give me
dick.
that bread. Come with me.
But I think it's safe to say to move on to 2014.
Yes.
Now, 2014, for me, was also a very tough year to choose a game from. And we were kind of scrolling through the games. And Zach said, there's one right there. You can pick that one. And I was like, which one? And I looked down the list, like halfway down the list, it said PT.
Yep.
And I said, fuck yes, that is the game that I am picking. Because... And I looked at him and I said, is it even a game? And he's like, well, of course it's a game. I was like, you're right. It's a fucking game. PT is my choice for 2014. I had a real tough time picking a game for 2014. I don't know what happened in 2014. I just fell off the radar for video games then, I guess. That was before I had my PS4. I got my PS4 in 2015. Whoop. And it was before I had any next-gen games at that point in time, and I just don't know what I was playing. I was probably playing older retro games at that point in time, but I don't know. I picked PT because of the experience that me and Zach had. It was such a fun, amazing experience, and that was the first and last time, probably, that I'll ever play that game, because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It is one of those games that is the anomaly of the video game world. It just doesn't fucking exist anywhere unless it's on that person's console. And you didn't actually have to purchase it, did you?
Nope.
Didn't cost any money. It was free.
It was free.
So it was a free playable trailer is what they called it. That's why it's called PT. It doesn't exist anymore. You can buy PlayStations. I don't even know if eBay does this anymore, because when it was happening, eBay took the sales down of PlayStations that were preloaded with PT on them.
Yeah.
I don't think that actually exists anymore. But you cannot buy a physical copy of the game. It's only download. You can buy a physical PlayStation 4 with something loaded, or with PT loaded on it, but
Yeah.
there are people who are stuck in PT limbo, where the game is downloaded on there, but they cannot install it. And the PlayStation is constantly trying to find that file. Konami took it off PlayStation Network, doesn't exist anymore. And I don't think I'll ever forget that experience, because it was like, it was like a week before I bought my PlayStation 4, and they took it off.
I think it was like a few days
Maybe
before.
it was days. I think you're right. I think it was days. It was the end of April, and I bought my PlayStation 4 on May 4th.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just missed it by days.
Ink still.
5 days at least. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that experience. It was a great game. Absolutely loved it. Very sad to hear that Silent Hills will never be coming out.
Yeah.
But, there's probably something in the works where Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, and Hideo Kojima will be getting together and doing something.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's been a lot of speculation on it, but that is my pick for 2014, and I'm very happy that I had that experience. So.
Yeah. So my pick for 2014 is actually a little indie game. It was kickstarted, and it is beloved by many now. It's a little game called Shovel Knight.
Ah, I was wondering if you were going to pick that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Holy shit.
We're almost at the end here. You better pass me one of them.
Okay. So Shovel Knight is a game. It was... I watched a video that Pro Jared did recommending it. And actually...
you know what? Do a little history on your Pro Jared fandom. Because you're like a really big fan of Pro Jared.
I really like Pro Jared. So here's the thing. I really like Pro Jared. Watching his stuff for a long time, I know his feelings on Two Worlds, and and because of that,
that was immediately what I went to. As soon as you said Two Worlds, I was like, Pro Jared did a thing on that.
Yeah, that was like his first video.
Yeah.
Like, as a solo thing. I think he was still working at Screw Attack at the time, but regardless. And so, like, when Matt was like, hey, let's play Two Worlds, I was like, oh, fuck.
Pro Jared hates this game.
Pro Jared hates this game. So, he's talking about Shovel Knight, and I was like, okay, cool, that sounds awesome. And I didn't have a 3DS at the time, or, like, a computer with, like, Steam worth of shit, or a Wii U. But then I bought a 3DS because I was going to a convention known as RTX, the Rooster Teeth Expo in Austin, Texas. And that was the second time I went there in 2014. And it was a good time. And as I was at this place called Home Slice Pizza, which is awesome. If you've never been there, I highly recommend it. Great pizza. Where the fuck are these socks? Anyways, So I'm going there and I'm eating some pizza and I'm looking at Twitter and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm at RTX. Come find me." I was like, "Oh, you bet I'm gonna fucking find you." So I'm
playing cards.
So I
There's
get
a sock.
And there we go. Okay, so it's the second day and I go and I just got out of the Mega 64 panel, which was amazing. It was really awesome.
Which I'm very jealous of.
Oh, dude, it was so cool. They're awesome dudes. So I get there and I'm just like, okay, the people I'm there with, they still in their other panel. I'm gonna go fucking just go out on the floor and see if I can't find them. And like I looked around before during the day and nothing. So I go out there and I'm just looking, and then I look to my right and he's standing right beside me. And I like usually
shell shock.
Yeah, it's kind of like with people like that, I feel like I can keep my composure, but not when they just appear right beside me.
Yeah, it's unexpected, right? When you can approach them, you can be like, okay, I'm going to be okay during this, yeah.
And I was just kind of like, "Hi, I'm a big fan, Monster Hunter." And he's like, "Cool, man." And it was maybe not as awkward, but I was like, "Hey, I just bought Shovel Knight because he recommended." He's like, "Yeah, how was it?" And I was like, "Dude, I've only played like a little bit because I was waiting in line, but it's a lot of fun." He's like, "Yeah, awesome." And I was like, "Okay, let's take a shitty picture together," because we just turned out like garbage.
I hear ya.
So that's the history with that. And so Shovel Knight is tight controls, super fun gameplay, absolutely brilliantly designed platforming, like excellent graphics, excellent music. I died.
Wow. That was kind of unexpected.
Cool story. It's kind of it's goofy where it needs to be goofy. And I love it. It is. I recommend to anybody that likes platformers, retro style games.
They would call it, retro throwback, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a retro style game.
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic.
Mega Man-esque. It has Mega Man style where there's different boss levels that you play through.
It's kind of like an amalgamation of Mega Man, DuckTales with the pogo jumping, and like it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah,
it's like
difficult. Yeah, there's a difficulty level to it.
But actually, going back to talking about Mega Man and the awesome music of that, one of the original composers of Mega Man. Oh shit!
Did he work on it?
She actually.
She. Oh, okay.
She wrote some songs.
What's her name?
I don't remember right now. I really wish I remember. Here, let's put it right here.
Right, I probably won't be able to do that.
Okay.
I'll try. Annotations, right?
Yes.
I can do that.
I'm being a guy.
I'm actually wondering if it is the composer of the Street Fighter 2 music.
Maybe.
Anyway.
But yeah, she wrote some tracks, but it was largely composed by a guy named Jake Kaufman, aka Vert.
Okay.
And he's got some credits on like quite a few games, actually. He's actually writing some tunes for Bloodstained.
Oh,
too.
nice.
That was a Kickstarter goal.
Run!
Was to meet that so he could write some tunes. And it's like he's doing like actual tunes in 8-bit versions of them anyways.
Nice.
But regardless, it's a phenomenal game, and if you haven't played it, you need to go play it because it's so
I still haven't played it yet, so I need to get it.
Well, you got a Wii U, so you totally
Well, you can get it on the PS4 now.
That's right. Actually, I have it on PS4, and I haven't played it on PS4.
So let's do that.
Yes.
I think actually Walmart sells it for pretty cheap. Physical copy
physical
too.
copies
So
are available now, too.
I am a physical copy guy. I don't like digital copies.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'd rather have the physical copy.
I like having it on my shelf, you know.
Yep.
But at the same time, when I bought Dark Souls 3, I was like, I'm never buying a physical copy anything ever again because it was $90.
Yep. Yeah, he warned me before I could actually purchase it. He's like, dude, when you buy it, I would suggest downloading it. And I was like, well, I don't want to put like 90 gigs on my fucking, because I don't know how big the game is. Cause
it's
I know,
only like 30 gigs.
Really? Well, that's not so bad. Because I know that Fallout 4 was like 45 or something like
big.
that. But
how do I shovel again?
I don't know. I just... I don't know if you can with him. I just didn't feel like downloading it. I also wanted a physical copy, and it's like, if you do get a physical copy, go get the Day 1 edition.
Yeah.
There's still, like, tons of Day 1 editions left in stock. There was actually Metal Gear Solid 5 Day 1 editions that were left, too. I was like, fuck, I should just buy those up and fucking sell them for a good price, because they're Day 1 editions, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
fucking break this.
Yeah, $90 for what we call game manuals and a CD.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much obsolete at this point in time. Would have been better to give us like an iTunes fucking
I thought that's what they would do when I saw it on the back, but no, it's like the
You want the
disc.
physical CD in a white floppy sleeve?
Yeah, great.
Lame. Fuck. You know what? I didn't buy the collector's edition of Dark Souls 3 simply because I got burned as fuck on the Dark Souls 2 collector's edition. It was like $200 and you got a figure and then some shitty fucking...
Well, that was stupid.
Some tiny little art book that's like this big.
Yeah.
And a sleeve, a white sleeve with a CD in it. Like, yeah. I was unimpressed. Anyway, I think we can now move on to the final year.
Final actual year.
Yeah, the final actual year that we're going to.
And we're going to both say the exact
same. We're going to both
same
say it.
It's Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Yep, it's Bloodborne. Man, there's not enough to say about this game. This is another game that I absolutely adore. I think...
Did we both start it around the same time? Or did I... Because I distinctly remember telling you, it was like, I was going to go buy this game, but this guy I really don't like was there talking to the guy who was running
I think we did buy this game around the same time. Because you already had your PS4.
Yes.
But when I got my PS4, the first game that I bought was Bloodborne. You had it. You started playing it, but then you quit it, and then you started playing something else. I can't remember what you started playing. I can't remember
what point I was at when I set it down.
I'm not sure either, but I remember I started doing my YouTube playthrough, and you said, I've been watching your playthrough. I'm back into the game now.
Yes, yeah.
And he asked me, he's like, why are you doing it this way? I'm like, I have no idea.
Which part was that?
I don't remember. It was after. It was just before Gascoigne, because you can pick up the music box.
Yes.
And yeah, you were seriously like, dude, why didn't you pick up the music box? I'm like, there's a music box? He's like, yeah, it totally disrupts Gascoigne's boss fight. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, I fucked that up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was funny because the thing that you said was like, I like watching yours because you play a completely different play style than I did. Yeah, and we pretty much started playing it, and you beat it. I beat it, and then you like lingered on beating it up until this year.
Yes, because it was just like I didn't want it to end. Also, there was just like
I felt the same way.
There was just like things that I wanted to make sure I'd done in my first playthrough before I'd finished. So I sat down for the longest time, and you know what? One of these days, I'm going to bring over the footage of me fighting the last two bosses.
Yes, I'd love to see that. I still haven't played the DLC, though. Even up until this point, I still haven't played the DLC.
I quite liked it.
So this will be published today.
Yeah.
What time it is now?
It's like 1:45. Holy shit.
So we should probably end this quick.
Yeah. So let's finish it off by saying this was my introduction to the Soul series, as we mentioned in the last podcast, and I adore it because it's creepy as fuck and it's intense and it's just fun.
Art direction is absolutely outstanding. The game is gorgeous. It doesn't play very well. Frame rate issues are a serious thing with the Soul series on console. I never had it
that much. But I can understand, like, if you said you had it, like, I totally...
It wasn't constant.
Yeah.
The game didn't run at... It maybe ran at 48, but it didn't run at, like, a constant 48. It probably ran at maybe a constant 30.
It would have been locked at 30.
So. But it did have its dips, but the game was phenomenal.
Yeah. I don't know
there's actually still people out there, like, debating whether they should pick it up or not.
They should.
And they should.
Absolutely should.
100%
If you want to get into the Soul series, start with Bloodborne. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that because there's mechanics in that game that don't appear in Dark Souls.
It doesn't carry over.
It doesn't carry over because it's faster combat, which is in Dark Souls 3, but the regain system is the big one.
Yeah.
Big one.
I miss that.
Yes, I do too. I really do. And the weapons and how you upgrade them, and you can slot stuff into them to increase, like, just physical attacks and stuff like that. And that's like a far cry from how you do it in Dark Souls.
I think the biggest thing though is that there isn't any heavy armor at all. Like like the armor that you pick up is all
robes.
Like, it's all robes.
It's all robes,
and it's all light rolling. There isn't heavy rolling, fat rolling as they call it.
You don't have to worry about that shit.
No,
ever.
It's kind of nice, but at the same time, you're squishy as fuck. Every hit just does so much damage.
Yeah.
Unless you're like OP and like super leveled, which you
or,
probably were.
If you grind like so much. And,
yeah.
Like
but the average player, like I was level 70 when I beat the game the first time. I was level 70 when I beat the game the second time.
Level 162.
There you go. So you were double my level.
Yeah.
I
had also beaten the DLC before I finished the game too.
See, exactly.
But,
so if you super level like Zach did, then you will be able to beat the game.
That's partly a product of me like not being great at these games, but at the same time just enjoying them so much that I want to pump in the time to get to that point.
Yeah.
So, no, it's great. And
and like I said, there's still people debating out there whether they should get it or not.
So good.
Fucking get it.
It's so good.
The DLC, I haven't played it yet.
It's
Zach,
good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I played the first maybe 10 minutes of the DLC, and I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome.
And that's like, it gets better. It's like, that's, the starting area is okay. But it gets way cooler.
It gets cooler. Okay.
It's way cooler and way creeper. And
well, I'm gonna have to get on that.
Too.
I'm gonna have to get on that because Dark Souls 3 is still a heavy burden on my shoulders. So
and if we were gonna go for current game of the year for 2016, which is dumb to say,
it's very early though.
It's like
very early, but
even
there isn't much lined up at this moment that is gonna blow us away. Other than The Last Guardian.
Uncharted
I don't
4
think
is like next couple weeks, but like I said, I gotta finish those.
Yeah, I gotta finish the other two to really seal the deal on that. But we'll see.
Yep.
But thanks for hanging in there. This was 3 hours.
Jesus. Okay, so my criticism of this podcast, it was 3 hours.
Yeah, but at the same time, we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
We covered a lot of ground.
I'm really impressed that I didn't like fall asleep because it's really late and I was tired already today.
Yeah, I was too. I think beer fueled me. This podcast really like I knew that it was a lot to chew to begin with because I knew writing this list starting in 1988 and kind of just going through like the early memories of our video gaming lives. And then getting in like to the 2000s, that was like really when we really peaked at video games.
Yeah.
And that was like when we had legitimate memories and fondness of video games. I knew that it was going to get a little lengthy, but hopefully we kept it at a good pace.
I think given how many years we had to get through, I think we did.
It was a lot.
Because it's getting through the years.
Imagine adding another person, though.
Oh, yeah, man. Holy. This would have been like 5 hours long.
It would have been like a 3-parter.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we covered it in one, but...
Well, yeah. Next time, maybe we'll make it shorter.
Yeah, we'll pick a short one.
If you watch this, make sure you have enough time on your hands to get through it all. Or set it to 1.5 speed on YouTube. And then it's just like, just going to fly by.
Yeah.
And, everything's going to be like a mile a minute, but, you're going to... take in so much information.
Yeah. You can also slow down the parts that you want to listen to.
Yes.
So, but thanks again. This is episode number 2. I'm looking forward to the next topic. We're gonna have to think of something really cool because I think this one was really interesting, and we had a lot to say.
Yes.
So
we're at 3 hours and 7 minutes now.
Yep.
Ugh. All right. Well.
Okay, we should just end it. Let's just get out of here.
Wait.
What are we doing?
Goodbye.
Damn, it didn't blow up.
I couldn't think of anything good.
It's not as good as the flare drop in Alien Isolation, but
yeah.
I think the closing statement should be "Stay Rad."
I was gonna say "Smell you later."
That's pretty good.
In terms of branding, I think that's better. So.
Peace.